Thank you. I'm an idiot. I had it muted. Please let me know if it's working now. That's awesome. I was on mute. Hey, Nicole. There we go. Thanks, Paul. So anyway, we had a show last night where Rob showed a bunch of stuff he had gotten, and today he got some more stuff. And so I'm hoping he comes along to show two records specifically that he found in a state sale today. They're pretty amazing. Um, you know, 10 times 5. What does that mean? It's 50. We can definitely be civil, Stunty. So if anybody wants to join me, something up here all by myself, I'll put the link in the chat here. There we go. Stunty, you should be civil too, of course. So anyway, yeah, we had a cool show last night, kind of out of the blue. I got some new stuff over the last couple of weeks that I'll show tonight, and then, if anybody else comes up and wants to talk about stuff, they can. First thing, we haven't talked about this record yet as far as our channel goes. I got this. This is the new Tom Poet that came in, I guess, I don't know, a week or two ago. Kenny Burrell doing it 1543. Really good sounding record. I was kind of, I don't know. I was kind of, not expecting it to be amazing. I love Kenny Burrell, I love Grant Green, but I've got a bunch of their records. And this one's pretty special, and the Andy Warhol cover doesn't hurt. Oh, 10 by 5 means you're clear and loud. Thanks, BC. Yeah, I'm surprised Nicole doesn't come to your streams, Stunty, but well, maybe she's working because you do them during the day, but you got some pretty cool stuff on there. And then the discussion you had today with I've gone blank, with those two fellows that you had on this evening was pretty interesting discussion. Oh, got some wine going. Y'all drinking anything? Yeah, I like the Kenny Burrell record. I'm trying to remember who else was on this thing. Let's see. Oh, that's right. This one's interesting. It's got a bunch of different people on it based on the different tracks. So, Stunny, I want to show all my style councils. You got a bunch of style councils too, BC? Anyway, so it's got a bunch of different folks on it depending on the track, but not for me as a guitar solo. It's the second track on this thing. It's freaking amazing. It kind of sells the record for me. So that was a cool new one that we got in. Oh, look, it's Maslov. Norman Maslov, the stream's honorary name. It's named after you, Mazzy. What's going on?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Seattle is raining finally. Yesterday we had the worst smoke-filled, polluted day. It was the most polluted city in the entire world, the planet Earth, yesterday, because of these fires smoke. In terms of the level. But today it's raining and it's lovely.
Well, that's good. Is it forest fires all around?
Yeah, I think some are east and some in Canada, and they're drifting here. It's been a bad week, really. And this is the first rain. We haven't had rain in a couple months, which is really rare. We had it in October. I know I'm getting out of the record world for a moment.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
We had Indian summer like the Bay Area usually has, but in the 70s and 80s. For a month too late for Seattle. They haven't had anything like this in 100 years.
Well, so. I'm scared that we're going to be having more of it in the next 100 years.
Oh, well, I'm not here for that, but it's beautiful having this kind of cozy rain day, actually.
That's great.
Into the weekend. And we have a record show up here. Anyone's in Seattle area at the Armory, which is at Seattle Center right by the Space Needle. Sunday.
That's awesome. I need to get up to Seattle. I've never been there yet. My wife's a big Seattle fan. She's a Pearl Jam freak. So,
yeah, the problem is everyone here. It's all about grunge and that whole thing. And I just, I like Mudhoney. I like the more punky stuff. I like the Riot Girl stuff, like Slater Kinney and the Olympia stuff. I have a couple Pearl Jam things which I never listened to. Yeah. Soundgarden. I used to have a CD. I never listened to them. I like Nirvana. But I don't know. But it's so big here still. All those people are they're
Yeah.
They bowed to everything. That's fine.
It's
I'm an
the
outsider.
musical claim to fame there, right?
Yeah, Nicole, you certainly need the rain. So yeah, I mean this. Yeah.
I had to take some rain here in Texas too, honestly. What's up,
Oh,
Rob?
What's going on, man?
hello, Rob.
Trying to get things.
That's for joining me. If I'm not
taken
struggling,
away.
since my other bums have abandoned me, apparently.
Well, you know, that's usually what they do first.
Yeah, that's what they do first.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
I'll show a record. It's
Oh,
not
sweet.
yet. But it's avant-garde in a way.
Okay.
And whether you like Pitchfork or not, which I'm not, I get hot and cold, but they gave it an 8 out of 10. Never released before. 1974 live recording of Yoko Ono, Super Plastic Ono Band. It's a Japanese press. Stranded Records is distributing this out of Oakland and San Francisco and New York. And it's I haven't listened to it literally right last night. I'm going to play it tomorrow because I want to blast it. This is the year in '74 where she sent John and May Pang to California for the Lost Weekend. But it's you know, you have to like Yoko Ono. But if you like the avant-garde Yoko Ono side, I hear it's really good for that. But again, I only say that because I think Yoko is getting a reevaluation by some people. But again, not for everybody. But I'm excited about it. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I mean, are you a fan of that kind of music, or are you a fan because she's Beatles adjacent?
Well, that's a good question. I like Ornette Coleman. I like out there jazz. I like free jazz. Having said that, I'm 16 years old when Plastic Ono Band came out, their first Yoko album, and I loved it. And with Ornette Coleman is on that first Yoko album, so I got into a lot of this stuff because of people like Yoko, the out there stuff, the experimental stuff. And then, of course, punk and post-punk and noise a little bit. So I do like it. Yeah, I do like it.
Awesome. It's very cool.
I'm sick of your love for Yoko Ono. I'm leaving.
Yeah, and I'm sick of Stumpy not having a sense of humor and just berating everybody these days.
I think that is his sense of humor.
I know, I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding, and I know, yeah.
What is the first Grant Green tone poet? Is that Nigeria? So I don't have it. They did release this. Let me see if I can find it. Shit, where is it? Oh yeah, this one's been out of stock forever, and Plaid Room Records just got a bunch of copies of it in last week.
I have that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. So I don't know what the first one is though. I'm guessing it's Nigeria, which is not.
I just got this in stock. I don't know if you watched the live stream last weekend that Nadine had out of Germany, the soul with 6-inch pianist John, big soul guy, and in Canada, oh God, lady, oh God, I'm sorry, I just blanked on her name. I did. Anyway, John.
Lady Soul?
Yeah, Lady Soul, I'm sorry. John showed this Don Austin album. It's a 70s record, 1973. It was on Westbound, of course, that Funkadelic was on. And it's really, they played a clip and it's really funky. Originals are really hard to get. Really funky, instrumental, soulful, funky stuff. And it's so good. I haven't heard this copy, but I actually listened to it on YouTube after he showed it. And so I'm so excited. But it's even hard to find the Light in the Attic copy.
Is that what that is, Light in the Attic?
This is Light in the Attic. I think it came out 2018, so it's 4 years old.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. Yeah. I like their stuff. I've got a couple of God, I can't remember the name of the label they call it. Oh shit.
Well,
they that came out that they were part of.
They did the Big Blondie box. Oh, that was Numero Group. Never mind. Yeah, their Light in the Attic is up here in Seattle, out of here. They do some cool stuff.
Hey, Mazzy. Ring.
Did you find that today?
Yeah, mint. It looks like it's not even been played.
Is it mono or stereo?
It's stereo.
Let me see the label.
Well, I'm cleaning them right now.
Is it the 2i?
2i.
Yeah, it's got to be the 2i. That's worth something.
No, this is like $250, but
yeah.
You said they had to take that picture, although
that's Claudia Cardinale, the Italian actress, and after the first pressing, they had to take it out.
So
that picture
I
of
was
hers
gonna,
up there.
weirdly enough, Vinyl Me Please is putting it out in December. I was gonna get that one, but then I found this today. So
Hey, Nick Rudeau, Rob does the work. He actually goes out digging,
yeah,
and
man.
there's like he smells those old people where they've died, and he goes through their shit and he gets their collection.
Yeah, do I want to make everyone's scrotum crawl back into their body cavity right now?
You know, he always jokes about Bill Kay hanging out in front of my house, but I think every other day I see Wax out there waiting.
Just waiting, yeah. What do you got there, Rob?
I have Everyone Digs, Bill Evans, a OG mono.
Wow.
Probably like a first pressing, second pressing.
Wow, wow.
It's coming out gray, but it's blue.
Yeah.
I don't understand what StreamYard does because I was streaming with Chris earlier and it was blue, right?
That's true. It was. That's
I
weird.
think I don't know what's up with the StreamYard settings. And then,
Wow.
I think I was cursed by Chad when he said, "Well, go get those OJCs."
Hey, Nick Rudeau, you gotta hang around with old people more and just wait. Eventually, they're gonna
Yeah. Oh, here you wanna? Let's see Mazzy's reaction to a lot of these. I picked up like 4 Love albums.
That's a great record. I love the Garage Band. Is that in good shape?
They're all. This person did not play their records.
Hey guys,
Wow.
Here, I only picked this up because you love this album.
Is that the brownish gray label?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best. That's great. That's great. The MoFi of that is better, but that's really good.
I really rely on using my phone for Discogs. This house was in a very exclusive area of LA with no cell service, so I had to just go by my wits. I remember Patrick talking about this.
Is that a 60s or a 70s reissue? Do you know?
No, this is OG original.
Because they in around 74.5 that came out round also.
No, it like has the original price sticker on there that's kind of faded. But
What store? And what price?
This was $2.35 when it came out.
That's the original then. Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Is that a picture disc?
Huh?
Is it on Immediate? Is it on Immediate Records?
Yes, it is. With
Wow.
Is that a picture disc?
No.
No. It's just a round cover.
It came out with a round cover, which it was
Like the Dylan was in those plastic sleeves that they used to come in. It was still in those.
The 70s reissue. It was round, but it came in a square, like a picture disc sleeve, just to show it.
This is OG original.
It's a total stupid design cover. In fact, I got to do that soon. I've been wanting to do a video on really dumb, stupid design covers.
Yeah, I guess LPs don't lend them. Like Mazzy, you showed the CD boxes that come in cool configurations.
Yeah.
Records don't necessarily have that. Isn't there like a Stones one that's like a hexagon?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, well, see, that's what I want to do because I want to do a whole video on that. I want to show you the guy Griff Reese from Super Furry Animals. Let me show you this cover.
This cover's like mint, but they used to come in these plastic sleeves. It's still in it.
That looks like a cool label.
Is that a UK?
No, it's American.
Okay.
Talk about a record cover that it's like the most wasteful. It's basically a cover that hasn't been creased, hasn't been scored. This is look at this cover.
Oh man, what is that?
It's Griff Riss. He's the lead singer of Super Free Animals out of Wales.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's like this.
Oh man.
You can kind of see that thing. What's great about it? It's like Donald Trump and Jesus having a conversation.
Get out of here.
And it's kind of like a metallic.
Wait, what is Jesus doing? What is Jesus looking at?
His phone?
They got phones?
They got phones,
man.
yeah.
Jesus looks depressed.
I mean, this is amazing. But then the record fits in here, and there's this whole wall.
That's not a gatefold? That's just how it is?
You can't fold it in half, otherwise it wrecks the idea. So you have to keep it flat on shit, which is, where do you put this kind of crap? See, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a video on like the stupidest cover designs. Designers love it, obviously. They want to do something cool, but yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Hey, Felipe.
You just have it like sticking out of your shelf, like halfway, like just poked out.
No, I
do you got
keep
there,
it like
Rob?
actually behind my sofa here. I have some box sets on the floor under this thing, so I just lie it on top of those box
That's fair.
sets. You know.
Hey, David.
This one, Mazzy, this is one of your favorite albums, right?
Yeah. Is it a brown label?
It's brown label, original. Look, watch. This person didn't play their records. This is like,
It's a really good record, and that's probably a really good sounding record. Yeah, that's
great.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh God. Okay.
I mean, this is mint. So
If I didn't have good copies and original copies of those, I'd be very jealous right now.
well, you're jealous anyway, because you know why you're jealous? I'm younger.
All right. Eddie says there's a Traffic album with a trapezoid shape.
Yeah, I have that.
There's
I
two. They did two in a row. They did.
I'm selling all the Traffic albums I picked up today. I'm selling. I'll show you them if you want to see
Yeah.
them.
No,
They did two in a row. That trapezoid.
Nah, I'm good.
I have both of them. Well,
I don't wanna
Mazzy,
see trapezoids,
do you
though.
know this right here, Mazzy?
Yeah, I have that. In fact, there's two different covers of that. That's
Yeah.
that series. Remember the Lost Leaders series at Warner Brothers? You could send for $2. I have that. It's a comp.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is
a
that
comp.
what that is? That makes sense. I've got a couple
Well,
of them.
but there's like 4 Zappa and Mother songs on here, and Captain Beefheart. And let's see, where are you? Beth?
What's up, Mike and Felipe?
Hey,
How's it going?
Hanging out.
doing good.
Good. Yeah.
Doing good.
Friday.
Getting
I had an
some-
awkward beginning when I was by myself and I was muted for the first 2 minutes, so that was cool.
Oh, no.
Just have a sip or something, and you're gonna
Hey, Mazzy, I watched your Steve Westman interview. You did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice of him. He's so calm, and it makes me theoretically calmer than I usually am.
We're very calm here, Mizzy.
I haven't watched it yet. You know.
Barking Pumpkin Records.
Yes,
You should get a
That's-
suit like that, Rob.
That's
I have one. I do.
that's the Zappy one. That's the Zappa ones.
Okay, Mazzy, do you know this one?
Why are you asking me? I just ask everybody.
Because you're old and these guys are young,
Oh.
so I'm
I only know.
I do know that. Blues Project.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
Blues-
that's cool.
That's a great record. It's a blues rock hybrid. They were in San Francisco for a while. They turned into C Train.
I agree,
Later.
Josh D. Josh D saying, why didn't Westman do a live stream for those videos?
He
I think
it would
did
be more
because
fun.
of his times.
there's a reason, and then no one wants to go into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, it's I think what's great about it, you don't have this reaction. They're quiet. They're thoughtful. You don't have to react to the
Mhm.
people. No
Yeah,
offense.
that's
you know?
fair.
Yep,
It's
yep.
a different thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is hard to get, actually, and I like that. That's what's his name? The guy that Hugh Padgham produced that, who produced XTC and stuff.
What
Are
label
you
is
going to
that
sell
on?
that blues
You know
project?
what? It wasn't hard for me to get it.
I have
What's
it.
the- What's the label on that look like, Rob?
It
It's,
doesn't get a lot of love, but I like that.
EMI Capital.
Yeah,
You want to see the label on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's like 89, I think. Is that 89,
87?
87?
Looks like yeah.
Is that a white label promo?
No.
No.
Okay.
That's the label, but the famous photographer Burrell, who did all these Hollywood glamour shots in the 30s and 40s, took
So-
that cover photo.
So Mazzy, is it before or after Flowers in the Dirt?
Before.
Right before, 2
Oh,
years
before.
before, 3 years before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is great, by the way. I love it.
That's a good album. I like all the Traffic. I love Traffic.
So here are the 2 trapezoid, or whatever you
Yeah,
want.
Lois Sparks and
And then,
Shoot Out of the Fantasy Factory.
yeah.
I thought
That's
that
what
was
they were
Is
kind of
that
more.
a cut corner?
Yeah.
So they're
They're just
designed that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
top and right were designed that way.
That's kind of cool. What is
That's
this?
a good record. Island.
You're gonna be like a Tweety Bird. Keep saying,
You kind of. You look like you just went through my collection and pulled records.
well, that's.
Oh, go check your shelves, Mazzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole. I like that period of C Train before they went kind of country with Peter Rowan, and they became a different band after that first A&M album. I like
is
that
that?
record.
I'm probably going to be selling that Ogden, but not at the auction because that thing is minty, and it goes for, a lot of dough. I don't want
That Roxy doesn't get a lot of love, but I think it's really good. They do a great cover of 8 Miles High on there.
This is a Robert Ludwig.
Yeah, it sounds really good. That was
And
right before. I think that was the album before Avalon, right? One or two before Avalon.
What do y'all think about this question? Found a 6-side Columbia Timeout. Cover was rough. Album had scuffs but no scratches. That one's $10. Should he have grabbed it for
No. I'll tell you why you shouldn't have gotten that. Unless you're trying to sell it, and that album was so popular, I don't know how much really these go for that are roughed up.
Not much.
You'll find more. You'll find another copy of that.
My opinion is get the Analog Productions one. I have the 33.
Yeah.
Sounds beautiful. No pops, clicks, nothing.
But you'll find another copy of that, and that's not scuffed. That's not a shitty cover.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with this band at all.
What's their famous album, Mazzy?
Forever Changes.
Get the stereo. Forever Changes. Rhino. It's always seems to be an issue. There's a mono version, but I think Patrick says that Rhino.
It's good.
It's awesome. I'm not a big Love fan. That's a record I think everyone should own. Everything Changes. Don't get the MoFi. Get the Rhino.
I have the MoFi. I think the MoFi is good too.
The Rhino stereo, Patrick says, is better. That's his favorite album.
Well, okay. Patrick has an opinion.
Well, he got the Electric Recording Company one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He
has ERCs. Wow.
This is a promo. This double album.
That's cool looking work.
Here.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Don't drop it.
I do not use a mono cartridge at this point.
I have dropped an album and scratched it twice.
Yeah, I've done that.
I'll read that reissue of Peter Gabriel So, and then the Speaker's Corner Mingus the Clown, but it didn't affect the play. Plays fine.
Gotcha.
Didn't you trash one accidentally, Felipe? Some record?
Sorry?
Didn't you drop a record and scratch it up? What was that one?
Yes, I have a couple of records that I dropped. I dropped my LP1 of Nefertiti.
Oh.
And I dropped One Music Matters.
Damn. Drop the cheap stuff, man. I think Felipe, you have a table with a dedicated mono cartridge, right?
Yes, I swap cartridges. I have the technique, so it's easy to swap the head shells with the mounted cartridges.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a mono switch on your amp, that's fine. It will combine the channels. But if you have a mono cartridge, it's better in a sense. If you have an amp with no mono switch.
I read on the Hoffman forum, Steve Hoffman says that all you need is some cheap, I forget, RCA cables to.
There's a guy on the Hoffman. There's a guy on the Hoffman who makes these little kind of switcher boxes for that.
I want one of those. I've seen.
And they're like he sells them for like $25 or $20. I mean, he makes them himself. You could probably look in the selling thing and search for it.
Yeah.
Got a lot of Roxy music there.
Yeah, I like Roxy music, and I don't have those. So, this cover's a little rough, but this is a green label.
Any green label Warners are great. That's a good one. Is that Moondance in good shape?
Oh yeah, beautiful shape.
Well, if you don't want that, let me know. I might want to buy it.
Well, I mean, these were not cheap by estate sale standards. I paid $12 a piece for these records. So.
Okay, I'll give you 20. You give me $8.
No.
Boom.
But this is looking at it's the most valuable one of the batch. This is mint OG original first print.
Now how can you confirm it's original if it's sealed?
It's not sealed. It just has
I thought it was sealed. Okay, right.
Because I have the power of ESPN.
Does that have shrink on it?
Yep.
Let me see the label. Let me see. Is it the blue label?
It is the blue label. It has the Hollywood H on it. It is mint as mint can be. It won't look blue because of the StreamYard shit.
Ooh,
Yeah,
fantasy.
that's cool.
But this is mint. There's not even a surface mark on this.
That's cool.
So
that's $100 record, you think?
$400 record.
400? Holy shit!
400.
I'll give you $50 for it right now, dude.
I'll give you 51 and a quarter.
Hey, here, I'll give it to you if you kiss Mike on the lips right now. Go. You're right near each other, right?
Here we go. Come on, Mike. Come on, over.
We are in the same stock car.
But I mean, all these are in the shrink. I mean, they've been opened, but I don't think they've been listened to.
They've been listened to.
How do you know?
Because I want to believe that this dead guy got to enjoy his records at least.
It was a dead lady in your face.
Okay, well, screw her then. The
That's good.
Doors. Did you buy any jazz?
Those two.
I joined late.
Well, no, I showed you. You want to make fun of me?
No,
Dude, I have Mike drop 2 albums, man. I could show
that
them.
is a mic drop. That's true.
You show. I'm assuming that's what you started with, Rob.
Yeah. There is a scuff. I have to clean them. There's
Yeah.
a scuff on one side of the Everyone Digs, but I want to clean it if it plays good. But those 2 are being sold. I have the box, so
I wouldn't say we're fighting, John, but that's fair.
We're just debating.
What is that?
Buffalo Springfield.
yeah. Again, and this one, both they're all minty. So, and then this one, which
That's a good one.
I grabbed this because I didn't have access to my phone. There was no cell service, so I had to go on what I knew in my brain. But this looked interesting to me, so I just grabbed it.
Did you pay 88 cents for it?
I wish I did. It was $12.
You should have told them it's 88 cents, man.
They gave me a discount because I bought the 35 albums.
That's good.
But this,
Were they her records or her husband's?
from all I listen, when you go to these estate sale, I don't talk to them about the dead people, but
Right.
it feels like the person running the people. Oh, I got recognized at the estate sale.
Are you serious?
Yeah, one of the guys that worked the estate sale yeah, he's the YouTube dude.
Yeah, the mortuary guy recognized him. He had a reservation. He has a plot reserved here.
He took my fingerprints. Was that weird?
That is
So
weird.
he recognized me, but he was nice. But the
Oh my gosh.
the people running it will have conversations. Oh, she owned a boutique in France, and it's just like really conversations that don't help the earth go around the sun type of thing.
Mhm.
So that's all I overheard. It was a woman.
Stunty saying, "No way, that is a $400 Credence record."
Well, then why don't you take down Discogs? And if I sell it for 400, you have to eat your own poo, Stunty.
That seems like
That seems extreme.
God.
Well, wait.
Can we bring this down a little bit?
Jesus.
I
To
didn't
me,
say the other word.
My opinion, and I haven't looked on Discogs, so I don't know. My opinion, that seems high for that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a $50 to $75, but I could be wrong.
Okay, here's what I will tell you.
Let's pull up Discogs. Let's do it.
I sold that record before in very VG G plus for $35. So even in crappy shape, that record sells really well. And it was so scuffed up, but you couldn't hear the noise.
I bet you could sell for $400 if you change your handle to Tom Port, and then you can sell it for $40.
Is it a hot poker in the ass?
Here, I'm gonna go look it up.
Yeah, that
I'm
seems
pulling
high.
it up. I got.
But I don't know. I don't know.
So that's a U.S. first pressing stereo Hollywood
It's
from
a Los Angeles press. So it would say Hollywood press.
Hollywood pressing. Yeah.
Felipe,
I do have Chad's CCR box, which is really good. That's a box with all their records. That's fantastic.
You still have the box they came in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
Well,
yeah.
you know what?
I do keep the box when it's multi records, and so don't tell me to shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So just answering the questions. Yes, Jose Moreno, I do like him. he's like an iconic singer. He's one of the greatest voices ever. I attended his concert actually 3 weeks ago back in Fort Lauderdale. He's doing his last tour. He's turning 80.
Oh wow.
He has some health issues, health conditions, and I mean he played with.
I saw Milton. I saw Milton Nascimento. I think in Berkeley. I think was it Zellerbach. I saw him in the 70s.
I have one of his albums.
Yeah.
No, I mean his voice is just like hard to beat, really hard to beat, and his band, it's amazing.
Okay,
Stunty, they break it through here.
The most that record's ever sold for is $433.33. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the most.
Hold on. If I put in right now, one person's trying to sell it a mint minus version for $150. Another person is trying to sell it for $339. So it goes for $400. That's what I said. It has sold for $400. There you go.
God, you guys
are be wrong in your own world. It sells for a mint copy of That's What This Is has sold for $400.
That's fair.
If you want to come up on screen and fight with me, I'm here for you.
God, you guys
I'm sure the jazz bums would not appreciate that.
No, we're cool.
No fighting.
No
fighting.
You got to stop letting us up here. You got to stop. I think you guys jazz bums, you got to start taking the train wheels off and get rid of us and do your own shows without us.
We do our own shows. You don't want your episode. That's how it is, Mazzy.
I'll tell you one thing. I put records up and forget about them, so they sit there.
I will say, to Rob's point, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 records of various gradings of that record. This particular pressing, that between $200 and $400 listed.
Wow.
Okay.
What's
the last sale? What's the last sale?
You know what it is? It's like
That's
I fell off a truck and have not been selling records for 2 years.
We can. I mean, there are plenty. There are others. Hold on. What's making this one so special? Because there's like 5 1968 pressings, and this one in particular is going for crazy money.
So go look at the dead wax.
It says first pressing without hype blurb for Susie Q printed onto front jacket.
Who cares?
Listen, I'm not fighting with Stunty. We're having a humorous exchange.
I want to answer to I don't know who Ninox 111 is, but I do have a copy of Reefer Madness. We used to sell the shit out of this record because of the name in San Francisco in the 1970s. It's on Stash Records.
Nice.
Stash.
And what's great about it, it's like Reefer Man, the Man from Harlem, Cab Calloway, Stuff Smith, Here Comes the Man with the Jive, If You're a Viper, Benny Goodman, Texas Tea Party, Light Up, Jack I'm Mellow, Sweet Marijuana Brown, Viper Man, Weed Smokers. Anyway, it's got all these like pot related 30s mostly. It's really good. It's not an expensive record, I don't think now, but we used to sell a shitload of it. We played in the store all the time, and we had it, featured. When you see Reefer songs, people just wanted to buy it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's interesting to see 1976. It's interesting that someone brought this record up.
Is it wild that somebody's talking about Chad's shit in the chat, but is it wild that the first time Chad comes onto a VC stream, he starts screaming at everybody?
Okay. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because
we all saw that.
Well, okay. I just watched it again accidentally because maybe I shouldn't share this, but you'll. Why shouldn't I share it? Vinyl Richie has a new video up, right?
Okay.
At the tail end of the video, he shows that whole entire clip.
Of what?
And
of him.
Of that of all of us on there, and I don't ask a question for about 2 minutes into it before Tad's there, and so there's a long time. And after he said, "Hey Mazzy, shut the fuck up, dude," I pull back and everything. As much as I like Michael 45, he got into me, says, "You are so rude. You don't let him be for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, and you jump on him." And if you watch it, I got a little paranoid, thinking, was I really that rude? Right. I said 2 words or 3 words. UHO. I said UH QR box.
Yeah.
Can I buy? And then I didn't get to finish.
My interpretation of it was that you were coming in lightheartedly with like the funny thing that we've been talking about,
Exactly.
because Chad came in so hot. That's how I interpret it. And then even when Chad said "shut the fuck up," I even took that as kind of like a funny response from him, reacting to your lightheartedness.
Yeah, well, he didn't act with a humorous way. I get my smirk, but what I did get my question out later. I said, because you know how you could buy MoFi records or any kind of records, and if you want, they will take it out of the sleeve so it doesn't get split, and you can order a record so you don't get a seam split. They'll take it out for you. That's a service they provide. And I was going to ask him, and I did later into the conversation, can I buy the box? I'm not asking for a discount, and you keep the box and donate it or use it for someone else. Mm-hmm. I know I can just buy it and throw it out or give it away myself, but save the shipping, the big box shipping and all that. Mm-hmm. So, which is a crazy thing. That's my shit. And I know I have a history of that, but I've never talked to the guy ever.
No,
ever.
Yeah.
I don't
before,
ever.
So.
I mean, I'm gonna drop my 2 cents here. I rewatched the first video today, and then the second one, parts of it. Framer and they were disappointed because they were not the subject matter of the report, right? It didn't talk about me. It talked about the Tom Port guy. So that was the first thing. Second, if you're a writer, journalist, you don't criticize another journalist because you should have written that way. That's just ridiculous. That's childish, in my opinion. Second, Chad talking about like, you should have talked this way to bring more people into the hobby. I'm sorry, you want more people into the hobby to buy records from you. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm not making less of his product. I think his product is awesome. But
they're great. Yeah, they're great.
They were just jealous because he chose a certain way to tell his story. And he's an actual journalist. I'm sorry, Michael Framer is a gear reviewer. He's not a journalist. He doesn't write investigative stories. He doesn't know, he doesn't work in a newspaper.
Well, they did jump on it saying, well, he said rude things. He said his Chad's never making a good record. He said fuck or whatever he said. But this is the journalism reporting on what a subject said.
Right.
And what he said is the Tom Port part originally was deeper into the article, and his editor said, let's start off with that. And it makes sense because it's sexy to talk about a guy selling $400 records and people paying $600 for old records, because it isn't for people like us. It's for the massive readers who really, this is a weird thing.
Yeah,
that's a great
book about that though.
And Chad was bitter. Yeah, I'm sorry. Chad was bitter because you're not bringing people, you're not talking to people being into the hobby. First, I think it's not a hobby; it's just the way you enjoy music, whatever way.
I thought it was a great article, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, just to have a feature of 6,000 word feature in like the Washington Post.
Yeah. I mean, I intern a newspaper. I kind of have some knowledge about it, And he has to go in a certain way, and journalism and anything. You have to write an article in a way that your grandmother understands.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah,
you have to make it clear and approachable. And I think he did an amazing job. If they felt bitter because they were not more mentioned than they think and what they think they should be, because Michael Framer wasn't acknowledged as he thinks, because Michael Port got more Tom Port, got more
press
there than he got. And the Chad, because he didn't talk much about Chad, so people who go to his website.
That's like dick measuring guy shit. I think that's the dumb.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought.
Can I say that on your channel? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I do want to say,
in the room, right? That's how they felt.
Okay. Chad, Framer, and Jeff are all professionals coming onto the stream as professionals in their field. And the way that they were speaking to each other, the volume of their voices and the language that they used, if I ever spoke like that at work, I would not have a job.
Yeah.
So I was a little shocked.
That's why we're all self-employed. That's why I'm self-employed.
Exactly.
Well, fair enough. But I was a little, I just feel like, particularly Jeff at the Washington Post, there were points where he was screaming.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked by that.
Yeah, but you know, Mike,
was doing that, though, I think. Yeah.
What's that?
but you know, if you're a journalist, write an article, have your sources, you interview them. Your
Do
source.
you guys want a little? Do you want some cheese and crackers? I need to have a little.
Absolutely, bro. Cut some up. I got some wine going, so you want my wine?
Yeah. but it's a basic thing in journalism. You don't tell a writer how to write his story. He writes as he wants. That's it. He's gonna have a spin on it, which everybody has a spin on it.
Look,
But
I mean,
it sounds like a politician, right? Oh, I didn't like because you talk shit about me or talk shit about. Doesn't matter.
people
Welcome
enact.
to the stream, Nick.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey,
Good.
I don't
Nick?
have much. Of,
Okay, give me a break. The only reason Nick is here because we're
Oh.
old and we're gonna die soon. He's gonna try to for our records, or at least you and I.
I was drooling over what Rob was showing today. That was quite
Right?
something.
It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, good to see you, Mazzy.
Are you relocated now?
Yeah, so I moved to Boise. I'm in Boise, Idaho now. So I
Oh, cool.
finally got my turntable working this week.
Nice.
Basically had to buy some new speaker wire, and it was a whole fiasco. So officially all set up. So
Nice.
Did you watch a YouTube video to figure out how to do it?
no, I literally asked 4 different people, and they all told me different things. So it was pretty annoying.
You didn't ask Rob or me.
I could have.
No,
but-
we don't
Well,
know that. We don't
what's
know
the
that.
problem?
shit.
What's the problem, Nick?
Oh, it was just like I had a problem getting the speaker wire into the speaker, but basically I just had to get someone else to come over and like help with the twisting to get it in, and like
Was it banana? Do you have banana plugs or is it just bare wire?
it was bare wire.
It depends on the post. Are the posts like the old screw with the hole in it, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah?
Oh.
Sometimes
it was
it's
just kind of
fussy.
tricky. So
You need a wire cutter, stripper,
Yeah.
and all that shit. Yeah.
yeah, we
So
used a
Nick,
wire cutter and it actually worked. So anyway,
Oh,
I have 2 amps. One of them is older. It has there's a screw as well. So I found this. It looks like a banana, but like flexible. So you can you can use those binders to your amp.
Let me respond to
Nice.
this real quick. So, Chris Vinyl Power is asking, talk about prices we've been paying for jazz records lately. Used records, for me at least, they seem like they're getting much more expensive even in the stores. Like the stores have all figured out what Discogs is, and they're pricing their records as such. I mean, at least around here in Fort Worth. I did buy a bunch of $5-6 stuff last weekend, but I had to dig like in the under bins of this store for like 3 hours, which was cool. I mean, I ended up with like 40 records. But what is y'all's experience with used vinyl, jazz wise?
it's
like-
really expensive here.
Yeah,
Yeah. It depends on the store.
that's
My
fair.
experience. I mean, like I'm in LA. A billion people live here. There's competitiveness. I will feel like if you're going to a store like Amoeba, and my statement is like this: those stores are only as good as the last collection they bought.
Yeah,
They don't. I think oftentimes they do price on the higher side, but a lot of times they misprice stuff. That's when you got to know your shit.
Yeah.
So let's say you're going in like today. I felt it was fair to pay what I paid for these records because they're worth a lot more than $12.
Mhm.
Yesterday I got lucky. I bought a lot of records from Goodwill, and guy goes, they're $3 a piece, and I go, well, I'm buying 105 records. He goes, I'll give you $2 a piece. So that I had the negotiating power. There's record stores I go to because the owner is moving records, so he fairly prices them. Record Safari is very fairly priced.
I've always wanted to go there. I watched that documentary.
He does. He has a wall. He'll sell $200, $400, $500 record. He has a butcher cover up there for $500. So, but I feel like I went in there and bought a $30.
Does he have a Credence record for $400?
Well, he's saving it for Stunty. So, look, that's my experience. But I mean, you go
I
to
just
the
think-
place. Yeah.
Records are pretty expensive. I mean, new vinyl, it's definitely going up in price. I think the classic records, they used to be $25. I don't think they're $25 anymore.
Yeah, like 20
Um,
Like those Black Jazz, that Black Jazz sale.
That was a great
$12.
deal. Great deal.
I bought.
And I think the used stuff, I go to a few record shops locally here. Sometimes I'll go out to New Jersey and New York. I just feel like you have to be savvy, and I try to look for deals. I'm not
You go to
looking for
A1 Records.
Yeah, I love
A1
A1
Steaks
Records.
That's right off of what? Houston, right?
It's Lower
above
East Side.
Houston. It's above Houston.
Yeah, it's
right?
Lower East Side on 6th or something like that. But it's a great store. And I mean, I go in there just for jazz, and they have a great selection. And Chris and Felipe, if you guys would go in there, you'd completely drain your accounts. Like the stuff that they have there, you would absolutely love.
That's cool.
You should buy more stuff there and show it to everyone.
Well, I got a original first pressing of Mulligan Meets Monk on Riverside. Super clean, plays very nice for $20. And that is definitely not that's like a $40 record, $60 record. Mm-hmm. So like you got to know what you're looking for.
Is and $400 record.
You could find good deals. I mean, it can go for much more than that too, depending. Also Discogs and like eBay, they can get out of whack with stuff. Yeah. And they're creeping up because, sorry, just one last thing. Like I bought a record it was the higher end of the range, and that set a benchmark. And now I'm looking at what those records, the new records that are being listed as, and now they're going $10 above what I paid for it because my data point has changed the anchor.
Yeah.
So every time someone buys a little bit higher, the next person who lists it is going to be at that, or maybe even try to get something more.
So you're saying that record prices are all your fault, basically?
Well, Josh D. When I say Josh D, I say nice things, unlike Rob. But Josh D, the original record covers weren't very good for that label. That's just the nature of that label in a lot of ways. And the original pressings weren't very good. The new pressings are better than the originals.
Yeah, I think they sound good.
I'm happy with them for $12. I mean,
they put them in right sleeves. What they're giving you at a $20 price point makes all other people who make records look like silly fools.
Right. Yeah. Hey Zeb, I do buy used records from High Voltage. They're a great record store in Tacoma, not online but in person. Same with Easy Street. Those are two of my favorite used record stores up here.
Mm-hmm. Hey Nicole, Atomic Records is good. When I went in there and they had when they think they have something, they price it very high. Oftentimes I go in there and they don't price things at the right price. So if that makes sense, I don't know.
Well, the Bay Area prices are going to drop because Elon Musk is buying Twitter, and he's going to get rid of 75% of the workforce in Twitter, and so everyone's going to have to sell their records again.
Do you think Twitter's just going to take a shit after that?
Probably.
I feel like it's already
different. I don't give a shit about it anyway, but.
Yeah, I don't
he says he's going to fire 75% of the workforce.
I do like Steve Hoffman's Twitter account though.
Oh, it's great.
Right?
Actually,
it's pretty good.
I believe he's firing. What's the code company with Twitter? He's firing a lot of people involved with all of that. Man, this is wow.
I do have a record I could unbox if people are interested.
Once you get it open, let us know. I do like to spin.
Well, before I get it open, let me give a little background whilst I open it. So this is a recommendation from Stunt Rock Confusion.
Oh, cool.
I mentioned it, I think, yesterday.
So endorsed.
So you've already
endorsed by Stunty. So this is, I got it off Discogs. It's listed, media is VG+. The sleeve is VG. Cover has wear at edges and a 4-inch split at the top right corner. Okay, whatever. Vinyl is excellent, and the seller has 99.8% positive reviews with about 4,000 reviews. And this comes in stereo and mono, and I got the stereo version, so I paid a little bit more for that. So let's unbox this.
We got a spoiler in the chat.
It is George Russell.
Damn, Jeffrey is on point with the screens here. It's
well done.
You know, it's funny. I barely buy from Discogs. Like, I looked at my Discogs the other day, and my last purchase was 3 months ago.
Oh wow!
I just love digging through the crates. And I don't know. I
Hopefully
feel
the
like
release will be
online buying is just
reminders.
not as exciting to me.
He brought a
To be
he
fair,
gave me
Nick,
a gave me a free
right?
he gave me a free Vox Classical, which I'm sure sounds like total trash, but whatever.
Maybe it'll be nice. Is there an actual record or is it just a
Yeah,
sleeve?
yeah. Hold on. Let's take a look at this.
What was that you
first.
said, Rob?
No, when did you move?
Oh, that was gosh, it's been like 2 months now.
Yeah,
I
and
heard
you
Boise
sold
real
records.
estate is.
Did you buy any
is
records in that
pretty
period of
hot right
time?
now.
Just one. Just an
So
Ozzy Osbourne
it's in a
record.
polyline sleeve.
Whoa.
Wait, it's Riverside. Hold on. Oh, he put the record in a different jacket, I guess, to protect it.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so all right, so let's take a look at the wax.
Let's see
Well, actually, let me show the cover so you guys can see.
let's
this
see the
record.
cover.
Okay, hold on. So this is Aesthetics, George Russell Sextet.
Nice.
And let me just give you guys a breakdown of this. So I'm on the Wikipedia page, and all the reviewers, so Penguin Guide, Rolling Stone, All Music, and Stunt Rock Confusion, all give it 5 stars.
Sony should be a standard reviewer.
So you have George Russell is the piano and arranger, Don Ellis trumpet, Dave Baker trombone, Eric Dolphy alto sax and bass clarinet, Steve Swallow bass, and Joe Hunt drums. So pretty killer lineup. There's the back. This is the stereo Riverside. And yeah, I mean, the cover's beat up or whatever.
It's fine. Could be worse.
See the label.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
The jacket is saying made in Japan.
Uh-oh.
And then
Wait a minute.
Interesting.
But
see
the
label.
disc,
Is that
Uh-oh.
Japanese
05
Riverside?
scandal. That's a
It's
new
a
jazz
fucking-
scandal.
it's a Japanese pressing. So I got to
Did you
return this.
did you buy a Japanese pressing?
No, I definitely didn't. Don't tell me. Let me see.
Uh,
No, this is supposed to be a first U.S. stereo pressing.
He just lost. Give him a 0 star.
That's ridiculous. Oh my God.
Just ask
That's
for half
right,
your
the
money
New
back.
York
if you-
Unplugged.
No, I want an original. That's like the whole thing I want.
Yeah, that Japanese might be worth more
This
than
is
the
a problem
I
with
need-
Michael's, apparently.
I was
So you're
gonna
gonna
say,
join the
Mazzy, what's most important? Country of origin.
You know,
And
some of
usually
those-
Japanese are
I'm
better.
sorry. Let me eat this.
That is really disappointing.
Listen to
Oh
it first,
my
though. You can
God.
at least enjoy the music.
Well,
Yeah, but I paid a lot of money for this.
how much did you pay for it?
I'm not going to say because my wife's next door.
Look up the
No, well,
Japanese. Look up
how
the
much is-
Japanese.
Look at, but how much is the Japanese one
Yeah,
worth? It
okay.
could be
Look
worth
up the
more.
Japanese. See how much they are.
This is a Japanese one. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
it'll sound good, but I mean, I
I
don't
love
want to pay a
that record.
premium.
That's a good record, Felipe.
Oh, man.
Because what you
Well, maybe-
could do is just tell them to give you the difference if the Japanese is cheaper.
Yep.
Take a picture of it. I hope he doesn't say, "Oh, you switched them out." You know those bullshit things.
Oh,
my
it's
God,
live
that'd
on
be a
screen
nightmare.
now.
Yeah, if you paid with PayPal, you're
Yeah.
the favor.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
fine.
hold on. All right, so Japanese, there's 4 pressings. I mean, it's an SMJ, so I think it's probably this 1975 one, stereo reissue. Let's see. Okay.
I hope Mike doesn't mind that he's getting a Michael 45 T-shirt instead of a Mazzy T-shirt.
I mean, all right, let's see. So this, let's say it's VG plus. Let's look what a VG plus one goes for in the United States right now. For the Japanese, it's like $30. So
We've lost 12 people during this conversation.
no.
Just kidding.
Anyway, I'll reach out. I mean,
You should
let's see
listen to it first, though, for sure, before you
I
return.
will listen to it. Anyway, that's kind of disappointing.
So,
Mike,
Check
it's the music, stupid.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, when you're paying extra for something,
I know. I'm kidding.
It's
a little-
You definitely should reach out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I would.
Ninox in the chat has thanked
Thank you.
me, Mike, and Felipe for different recommendations. You're very
Yeah.
welcome. Tell us what
Okay.
records you found from these artists, Ninox, that you like.
Coach. So you want to see some stuff that came in this week?
Yes, I do. I agree, Nicole. I got a bunch of Roach covers.
yeah, I don't really mind the cover.
Yeah. So this one I grabbed last weekend. Open House, Jimmy Smith.
Let's see this. Is this an OG or what?
That's an OG. So Liberty. It came as an OG in Liberty.
I still don't have that, I think.
It's a Blue Mitchell, Jack McLean, Ike Quebec, Jimmy Smith, Quentin Warrant, and Donald Bay. These are 2 different sessions. This is an amazing record. I paid like $15 for it. It's mint.
Nice.
And
Has
then
that one been
some-
reissued like on the classic series or Tone Poets? It hasn't, has it?
No.
I think so, yeah.
And then some stuff that came in the mail was on Saturday. I showed you guys this one, right? That came in.
Yes. I think we saw
The
it.
volume 2. Yeah. Volume 2. And these 3 ones came from some that I bought.
I agree, Josh. The Japanese pressing can sound outstanding.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Fine,
I'll listen
fine.
to it. I already reached out to him. He said I
Japanese
wanted-
pressings are almost always really good, but it's not. But
I
it's
like it,
not,
yeah.
the mastering's not always. Like for instance, those Beatle EAS series, they don't sound very good. The actual pressings are good, but the mastering or whatever is not that great.
Hang on a second.
Speaking of Japanese, this is a pretty decent Japanese pressing that I just got.
Oh, nice. Who would have hip?
This is amazing. You can hear like the waiters and the customers talking in the back of the bar, and her piano comes through so nice. That's volume 2. I'm still looking for volume 1.
Great cover.
So yeah, this is an amazing. Yuta is phenomenal.
Let me see the cover.
That's volume 2. Mazzy. Volume 1 is
Oh.
green and black.
I like her a lot. Yeah,
I've never heard of her.
She's an
Is she a
amazing
piano player?
she
Thank
has
you,
one.
Sandy.
Yeah, German piano player, and she came to New York, and she has one on the Blue Note 80s. That did one of her records. And that's
You know that, Mazzy, there was an amazing video that came up this week that talked about that record that you should watch.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Jazz Bums did it.
Yeah.
He's being passive aggressive with his
Yeah.
anger towards you.
And now 2 Pink records. First one.
What's up?
So Vinyl Richie just posted that entire Chad is on the back of his video at the end of his
Yeah,
video.
let's do
Yeah,
this
well-
real quick.
He stole
So-
Rachel's content without asking her.
So this is 1581. Sonny Rollins live at the Village Vanguard.
Nice.
That's a New York pressing, Van Gelder. This is amazing. Sonny Rollins, Wilbur Ware, Elvin Jones, Donna Bailey, and Pete LaRocque on the drums.
That looks great.
That's
This is a
awesome.
really good one. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's
And-
incredible.
Icing on the cake. I was looking for this record for so long. Not an OG. This is a Blue Label Prestige 60s. Van Gelder. If you guys don't have it, everybody should have this record.
The Cats?
The Cats.
It is a difficult one to find though.
Uh,
Even the OJC is
lineup,
like
man.
$100.
I've never seen that ever.
A good
Yeah,
line.
I know a
This
guy
one-
named John Katz.
This stuff is dynamite. This stuff is
Yeah.
dynamite.
I bet it
It
is.
belongs in any collection.
Do any of you have the Young Lions?
I do.
Mike does.
Mike has it.
Oh,
Mike
okay.
does.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your first name?
Carlos.
Carlos, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Welcome
meet
the
you.
show.
He's in Salinas,
Yeah.
just
Kansas?
California.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
No, Salinas,
That one.
California.
Salinas, California. Cool. That's
And
Salina, I guess. You gotta say
You
Salina,
know, the-
Kansas.
No, the Chris Christopherson song, "Windshield Wiper Slapping Time."
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
And I got some stuff that came in yesterday. Let me pick it up here. Hold on just a second.
You're
guys.
right, Baggy. She could have the video block. She could do a copyright strike on it against
I
it.
got 2 records with white covers, so no cover.
Do you trade records for dental work? If you're a patient?
Yeah, I could do it. Yeah.
You would
No,
do
I'm
it.
not for me. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I
to
could do
people.
it.
What do you got there, Felipe?
So this
now-
I got 2 Music Matters test pressings.
Oh wow,
This is Green Street.
that's pretty cool.
Wow.
You should draw on the cover and make your own version of the cover.
And I also got Joe Henderson. Was his first record, Page 1.
What music
they're
matters?
both the threes, the Music Matters.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Mazzy,
dynamite.
haven't you
It's
said
dynamite.
that that's a street in San Francisco?
What is?
The Green Street?
Oh yeah, well, it's Upper Grant. It's Grant
Grant,
and
yes.
Green.
Grant and Green, yeah.
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 And
Stunty, this is a very sweet comment from Stunty. Look at him consoling Mike for his mispurchase. That's
I
amazing.
am so upset.
It's in
It'll be
North,
okay,
North
man.
Beach.
It'll be okay.
North Beach.
I think
We'll
Mike,
see. We'll see how it goes.
I think you probably got a better sounding record.
Hey, I'm gonna sell my Credence. I'm selling my Credence as a Japanese version to Stunty for $400.
I
Oh,
took
check
this
this out.
picture about 6 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Hang on, let's make it big so we can actually see it. Grant Green. Oh, it's
It's North-
not bad.
Oh, that's
North Beach,
awesome.
San Francisco. The cover for the album was taken by Jim Marshall, and there's a
Right.
bar called the Grant Green Bar right there. It's right above Columbus, off of Broadway.
But Josh, that's not the original. That's a 60s pressing. It's a stereo Van Gelder. It's not the original.
Wow.
So they go like over 100 for sure.
I gotta show y'all something real quick because Notes and Tones just came up. He recommended this record, I believe. And I showed it last night, but I want to show everybody. So
Oh yeah, I want to get that.
I actually listened to this today. It's really nice. The Mark Turner Yam Yam. I got this for $17 on Amazon. Really nice record. It was recorded in the late '90s, I think.
He almost chopped his hand off.
cool.
He
Yeah,
almost
he
cut
chopped
his
his hand
hand off. Like
Right.
forget when.
He was making some food or something. I don't know what he did.
Wow.
But anyway, it's a really cool record. It's like traditional jazz, but it's got some interesting parts to it, like kind of more out there sounding parts. So I really liked it. I listened to it today. It's got Brett how do you say that, Mazzy? Brett Meldau? Meldau?
Why are you asking me? What am I
You would know. I don't know.
Am I the linguist? Am I the linguist here?
Because you're Jewish, Mazzy.
It's not
I
because you're
don't know.
Jewish. Come on.
I never heard of that guy in my entire life.
You ever
I
heard
have
of
no
Brad
idea.
Meldau? He's like a modern pianist.
I don't know
I haven't
modern
either.
penises.
Okay, modern penises, yeah. Anyway, it's really cool record. I really
Hey,
appreciate it.
Mazzy, have you ever eaten a yam?
That's fair, yeah.
I've eaten sweet potatoes.
What's the difference?
One's easier to say. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
just 3 letters. I don't know.
Mike has disappeared. I wonder if he's installing the new toilet now.
So I was at my local record store today, and I saw they had 5 of those Candid or Candide
Mm,
releases.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very
I thought about
inside.
getting them.
Finally.
I decided to buy a few other things, but
Where did you order yours from, Mazzy? The Candids. Oh, you bought them from them, right?
Because of you schmucks, you bums.
Yeah.
I ordered 9 of them from Candid 3-4 months ago, and I haven't had a word.
Look, I've got the peanut gallery to help me with pronunciation. Thank you, guys.
I could have got like 3 grams of coke for that.
Did you?
I don't do cocaine. Not since 1984.
Yeah, I haven't done coke since like 1996, I think.
Can someone look up all the San Francisco crime reports in 1994?
Yeah. we got busted.
Disorderly conduct.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So want some more?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I love. Oh, that's. Oh, is
There's
that?
a really,
I have that. That's the Music
That's
Matters,
the-
right?
that's a 45, yeah.
I have that.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is I like
I
the
have-
Michael 45 presentation there too.
I have the DMM.
I have an extra copy of Gigolo. I think it's Liberty Pressing. If anyone wants it, let me know.
What
I
is
want
it?
I
Which
want
one?
I want it. I already claimed it.
Which?
Sorry.
But what did you say? Which one?
I have a Liberty Pressing of the Gigolo.
I have the DMM of it.
The one I want more than any record is
There's a Liberty.
Music
Anybody
Matters,
want one? Let me know.
Jazz, Happenings, Bobby Hutcherson,
Yeah.
and they keep showing up. That's the only record left in my wish list on Discogs, but it's like 425 is the cheapest one.
Oh,
Is
that's
it a Music
insane.
Matters or just hasn't been
Music
released?
Matters. It's a beautiful, like bright pink cover. That one. I mean, I just want it for I hate to
Oh
say
yeah.
the cover. Like it just really pops out, and they'll probably do a classic, but they're not going to do if they did a Tone Poet, I'd be happy because I like that cover. Deserves a Tone Poet.
I mean, at some point they're gonna do something like that, though, right? Like they're gonna keep reissuing these records forever.
I want that the Magnificent Thad Jones. That's the one I want.
This Bobby Hutcherson deserves a Tom Poet. Components.
Yeah, I would like that to happen.
I just bought that one. The Thad Jones.
Oh, yeah?
Which one? Get it. Make sure it's not Japanese.
Can I ask a technical question in terms? I don't know the history of their bylaws with the jazz bums.
Okay.
But before you guys buy individually a jazz record, do you have to get like approval from
Quorum?
all 3 people
Yeah.
to buy the record?
Yeah.
No,
I
we
usually,
Yeah, go ahead.
if that's the case, then we wouldn't buy any records because I always say no.
And
That's not true though. You like show us shit and you're like, never mind, I already bought the copy.
well, actually, I do have a serious question.
That happened one time, Chris.
It was
I do have a
today.
serious question. Have you 3 ever met in person?
No,
No.
not yet. We're going to though. We're gonna go to Felipe.
I want to see a picture of like
Yeah.
the 3 Stooges when they used to sleep in the same bed together. You know.
That's what they do. Stop
Not-
ruining the surprise.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the plan. So as soon as I finish moving, we're gonna have some drinks and barbecue and play records.
Jose, there's a bunch. I mean, honestly, if just go in any record shops in Manhattan. I mean, we mentioned A1 Records earlier. That is a killer one. That one's known for for musicians to go and to find like samples of like funk and jazz and rap and
The
there's
A1
like
A1 is like that.
there's like
Yeah.
there's like pretty famous musicians that go in there to dig for stuff.
What about Jazz Record Center? What do you think about that place?
Yeah, Jazz Record Center is cool, but you got to go in when there's like a new hall or something because it does get picked
Isn't that where
through.
Ken McAuliffe works occasionally?
Yes, yeah, I think he's in there. I think on Saturdays, from what I remember. And then there's Academy
he
Records.
doesn't deserve to get an advanced copy of Revolver. I'm the one who should get that, not that guy.
Well, he
Yeah.
writes for
I was kidding,
Stereophile.
Jesse. Come on, man.
So him and Michael
he writes
Fremer
for
don't know anything about those records. No offense, Michael Fremer, but
Well, I agree. I think you should get a promo copy as well.
I think we should get promo copies too. We just need more viewers like Maggie has. So
Did
this
you
is a good
order-
segue though. How do the Jazz Bums form? So Ken McAuliffe, for anybody that doesn't know, Ken McAuliffe runs the Jazz Vinyl Lovers group on Facebook, and that's where we all 3 met.
Yeah, we basically just posted like crazy every single day, and we just started talking, and that was it.
That's it.
That's
It's
all.
a great group though.
They
Yeah.
fell in love. They were sending flowers to each other.
Yes, for sure.
It's funny. We were chatting for so long and like talking about starting a channel for, I don't know, like a year maybe. I don't even know. It was a while.
Long time.
I don't know who
Yeah.
the little spoon is, Joe. It's weird.
22 record, right? Something like this. 22
20.
record challenger. No, record
yeah.
challenger 22.
Do you guys know Chris from Tunes from the Man Cave? His channel.
Oh, man.
yeah. I used to watch him all the time. He doesn't do a lot of videos now.
He's starting to do a lot more again, but he does like the Jazz Vinyl Challenge or something.
Yeah.
Every year. So our first video was basically we just decided let's do it, and we'll do it as a group, and that was it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to make a channel, that's a good place to jump in. Is on a giant tag that people actually care about.
That's
Yeah.
the best place for new people to start your channel every year when they have the vinyl tag, because it kind of gets people to check out all the other people, and you tag it, your stuff shows up.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
We had like 10 subscribers and ended up with like 800 views on that
Awesome.
episode, which is cool.
I really want Tales from the Crate to start making videos again.
Absolutely. What happened? I mean, he still does his Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
familiar
miss
with
Noted and Archives videos, but I know he's doing music. And
He texts me every once in a while. He's got the music. I mean, they have a new Balmorey record coming out. I don't know when. It's all
excited to
finished.
hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Is
That's
it on
actually, I
Deutsche
think, the
Grammophon?
only classical record I own is like Balmorey.
Really?
Is he still working with Deutsche Grammophon on that?
Yep. That's their second album. Yeah, with Deutsche Grammophon. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. He's like a really sweet guy.
I miss his videos. Noted and archived, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took down his videos. There's like only like 2 videos on his channel now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he did a video where he was talking about Music Matters jazz, and he was talking about how he went to Waterloo in Austin, and they had just had a ton of Music Matters titles that were just sitting there because they were closed during the pandemic, and they had recently opened. So after watching that video, I literally went the next day to Waterloo, and I found my first Music Matters jazz title, which unfortunately I later sold at the auction because I moved and needed
What got
money.
you enough gas to get to Idaho?
Yeah, it was much needed. So
He also has, I mean, I don't know if it's still sealed, but he had a sealed Bill Evans One Step, the Sunday at the Village Vanguard,
Yeah.
which is a pretty sweet one.
Waterloo's an amazing store. Anybody that's in Texas and Austin, man, that place that's the biggest new reissue type jazz selection I've ever seen. They have everything in stock.
I
And you
always
get-
buy
you can
jazz
get-
when I go there.
You can get Funko Pops there, and like
You been there, Mazzy?
Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I have a few times. I used to
That's
go there for work a lot. There's an ad agency
That makes
called
sense.
GSDM is there, and I used to go there a lot, work with them.
That's cool.
And my friend, the archivist, studied there. She got her master's in, I want to say archaeology, archivistic, whatever you call it. I don't know what they call it. She got her master's there, and so I'd visit her occasionally.
What a UT.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Austin's a great town. I would live there if I didn't live where I am now.
It's the least terrible place in Texas.
Yeah. Were you in Texas? Did you move to Boise?
Yeah, I was in San Antonio, which is about an hour and a half from
I
Austin.
grew up in San Antonio. That town's not horrible. I mean, it's better than like where I live, but
Yeah, I mean, I'll say like there's a record store there that I always talked about on the channel called Crazy Rhythms, and they had an incredible jazz selection there. It was an all-used store, and I found an Alice Coltrane title. It's the one that they're releasing for the Verve by Request series. I forget the title of it, but I found that for $50. $50 of an OG,
wow.
and I see that going for like $300 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Waterloo is cool, and End of an Ear. Yeah, End of an Ear is great.
Yeah, End of an Ear is cool.
End of an Ear is the best place that I've found for used jazz in Austin, and I think Waterloo is the best place for new stuff. So
Yeah.
Joe's asking. I live in Fort Worth, Texas.
Someone asked about San Francisco record stores. You know, as great as Amoeba is, and I love going to Amoeba, it's like going to, Disneyland in a way. It's not really a great used record
No.
store.
No.
It just depends. It's they don't have a lot of great stuff.
It's as
Once
good
in a
as the
while-
last collection they got in. That's what
Yeah.
Amoeba.
and it's very
Yeah.
I'm surprised. It's not it's in fact it's pretty crappy for used, but every once in a while
Yeah.
something shows up. I still like going there because they have everything. But
Yeah.
when I was there checking out the last time, was it 6-8 months ago? The guy I bought a couple of jazz records. Like, and the guy says, "You like jazz?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, Tunnel Records, and I hadn't heard of Tunnel, which is out on Terraville by the beach, by the
Mhm.
on Terraville and 46 or something. And he goes, they just bought the Orrin Keep News collection. If you know Orrin Keep News is the guy that signed Bill Evans. He started Riverside Records,
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and his widow was keeping the collection for a while. And the guy that owns one of the Tunnel is like a relative of the Keep News, and ended up buying the collection and had all this jazz stuff there. So great little store. I bought a T-shirt,
That's nice.
and then I bought a lot of records. They have mostly a lot of jazz, but it's a small store, but it's a well curated store. And then I wore the T-shirt a couple of times on videos, and the guy inboxed me. He goes, "People have been telling me they saw my store on Mazzy sent me." So he sent me a sweatshirt and another shirt, which is kind of sweet,
That
That's
is
cool.
sweet.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I actually
Yeah.
went there to Tunnel Records, and I told them that I saw it on your
you're
stream.
one of the guys.
Yep. So I went there. They still have some of the Orrin Keep News. It's some of the sealed records that they still have, the OJCs there. So
It's a kind of chill little store, a nice hangout,
really
a
nice.
couple of bars and restaurants around there.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
There's a great
Yeah.
taqueria on the corner.
So-
yeah.
Tugga, if you're talking about Candids, you probably need to refresh your YouTube because that was about 30 minutes ago. But Mazzy bought 9. There's lots more than 5. There's only 15 or 20 of them, and then the We Insist is the same as the RST. Anyway,
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah, I think there's like 5 that
which
are out
ones
so
are
far.
currently out right now? Nick, what did you see?
So they had the Leighton Hopkins, Abby Lincoln, the Otis Spann, the Charles Mingus, and the Max Roach.
So the Booker Irvin and the Booker Little, which were part of the 3 originals, they're not even out.
They're
I
not out
didn't
yet.
see them, but maybe they are out.
I don't think so.
Hey, I have an update. So I looked at the seller on Discogs that sent me this Japanese copy, and he has a Japanese copy listed.
Oh,
So
Maybe
okay.
it's the wrong one.
he probably sent me the wrong one.
Yeah. You know, I
So
realized with Candid Records, it's possible. I clicked a box that said, "Don't ship me until everything's available," and some of them aren't out yet. But I don't remember doing that.
You could contact them, I guess, and find
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. You know, I remembered here when I'm drinking wine, talking to you guys during the day. I totally forget.
Well, me too. I want to show you
Nick,
something.
are
real quick.
there any good record stores in Boise?
So there's one. It's called the Record Exchange.
Okay.
There are a couple others, but really the Record Exchange is like the biggest in town. Mainly has like a new selection as opposed
So
to used.
Check this out real quick. These are the ones that are in stock at Acoustic Sounds now. And I don't know if these bottom two were really part of the series we had talked about, but yeah, it's the ones that, Nick just talked about seem to be in stock.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I thought about getting those.
Yeah, I'll probably get them. I'm kind of on a buying hiatus right now until I get paid again. So
The closest jazz thing I related, I know it's like not the holidays, but there's a new deluxe edition of this Norah Jones record that I'm pretty excited
Oh, yeah.
about.
oh, that's cool.
Christmas
Hang on.
record. So
Yeah.
it has like a whole other LP of live tunes, so I'm excited to listen to it.
Is that the
I'm a
what
Norah
you have
Jones
there, the
completed.
deluxe edition, or
What'd you say?
is that the one that you have, the deluxe edition?
Yeah, it's a deluxe. Has like a gatefold. There's nothing really in the gatefold except like text here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
No, she's amazing. More Jones.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no, she's awesome.
I got these two in today from MoFi. The
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
accordion bass and then the spinners, which is actually
Very
I,
nice.
I like the spinners one. The spinners is great.
You have
Hey,
that one?
Sounds amazing.
Does that have
AJ,
Rubber Band Man on it?
What?
Rubber Band Man.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm going to answer AJ. Yeah, I have been to Originals. I like Originals. It's a very small store, really well curated. They have two of, so I like going in there. It's on Fillmore and Hayes. And they have two of the big, I don't know, $5,000 ultrasonics. And so everything is cleaned through the ultrasonic. Plus, I think for $250 or $275 a piece, you can bring any record in and they'll do an ultrasonic cleaning, which is that's a good
That's
idea.
A whole
No,
lot cheaper than the in group for $8.
yeah. Well, he's got to ship them and do the whole thing. Exactly. But
Yeah.
I just, I don't know anyone else that does that aside from the In Groove. And I don't think the In Groove will do it for records you bring in yourself. You have to buy them.
Oh, yeah.
You can bring your own records into this place.
Are you going to start getting your records clean, Mazzy? This is amazing news.
No. As I said in the last 2 videos ago, that the teacher in the department in the University of Texas in Austin, the archivist who is the head of sound department says the best way to clean your records is to play your records.
that was a good
Okay.
video.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I do.
Nice theory. And then he has to replace his style.
I'm not. I'm not. Again, I think
No.
it's great when people do it, and I know there's a difference, and I just whatever.
Y'all can see my horrible setup behind me, my cheap ass $200 whatever it's called, ultrasonic. Thing works though.
Yep.
Tunnel
Also,
does that?
for,
Yeah, but they're both in San Francisco, AJ. I need a place in Seattle to do that. No one does it up here, as far as I know.
Zeb's got a $4,000 car repair. What the hell costs
Ooh.
$4,000? Jesus.
You should
gotta
go on
be-
Rachel's
you gotta be
stream and
proud.
they'll go on Rachel's stream. They'll raise money for you,
I was just thinking of that.
right?
I hope Fred gets his car fixed and gets everything going
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
So I
Okay,
just
here's
listened
an
to.
interesting post though, Nick. So
Oh.
Kevin bought Norah Jones's first 2 albums,
I
but never.
think so.
So what's
I
your
love
first-
her later stuff.
I love her stuff.
like-
This is this is her live album that came out last year.
I got that. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
What's the main
I,
record? I'm drawing a blank because I'm drunk.
Fly Away With Me.
Yes.
I thought about getting that box set. I don't think it's available anymore, but I remember
This is
like
acoustic sounds, all analog except one, I think.
No.
And
shit.
This is great.
actually,
I like
this
this
is
one.
an amazing. This is the
I
DJ
like it.
Mouse. I think DJ Mouse
Yeah.
produced it. Danger
It's
Mouse.
like an electronic one. Yes,
This
it's
is
great.
a fantastic record. I love that
Love that
she
record.
tries different things, but
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I love her. I love her records.
Yeah.
And there's an extra
oh, cool.
live
Yeah.
one in here.
This is really good too. That's her second one.
Yeah. In fact, I had like 6 individual of these that I sold in the Coleman collection at the auction.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that box set's out of
Also
print
good.
now.
Also very good.
She's just
I mean,
a wonderful person too. It seems like.
obviously, this is the
Yeah.
Every time I listen to that, that's just one of the best sounding records.
some people just got overkill because it was so. It basically, literally saved Blue Note Records.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They've got a history of that, right? Like
Yeah.
Letter did the same thing.
Oh, it was huge. This is a good one too, actually.
Hang on, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you small.
Oh, it's on Amazon apparently. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's on Amazon? This box?
Yeah, apparently it's what Jose said.
How
How
much?
I haven't checked, but that makes
I
me
think
want to check.
I think they've repressed it twice.
Yeah.
As we all
'Cause
go
I
through.
remember.
This is a covers record that I think is only in the box.
Yeah,
She
that's what
also
I
has-
attempted to
She
do.
also has a duo record with Billy Joel from Green Day.
Yeah, I
Oh,
never
I have
bought
that.
that.
That's the
That's
record that they cover. It's basically a cover of an entire Everly Brothers record.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
it.
It's good.
Really good.
Very good.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
her
it's on
latest.
Amazon for $666. That's wild.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's her latest on her latest studio album. Pick Me Up Off the Floor. That's her latest studio.
Oh, that's
Great
cool.
record.
It's really good.
Oh yeah, that's a weird photograph on the cover. That's a weird picture of her. She looks really awkward in that photograph.
That's a Begin Again, a collection of singles, which I really like. Very
I
like
have that. Yeah.
a little bit out there. And this one came out on Record Store Day, I think 2 years ago.
No, it's
Yeah.
cool.
Good one.
It's like an EP. That's really good.
You know who her father is, right?
Yeah.
Robbie.
Ravi Shankar.
George Jones.
Ravi Shankar.
George Jones. I love George Jones, man.
Is it George
And
Jones?
she's a half sister of Anushka Shankar. Different mothers.
Going back to what Nick showed with Norah Jones, the Holiday album, Vinyl Me Please just released Bobby Timmons' Holiday Soul as a exclusive.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but there's something iffy about that release.
Well,
okay.
They're only
Okay.
like pressing they're pressing very limited copies of that.
Yeah, but think about this with that record, okay? There's no specific information if you go to it on Vinyl Me Please.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. It looks like it's the 2016 craft version.
Mm.
Okay.
It's just a color variant of
I
that.
have a cool jazz Christmas album. Let me grab it.
I think I may have ordered that already, Rob. I don't remember. I think I may have ordered it during the stream last week.
I was thinking of getting it because it's hard to get Bobby Timmons records. You know?
It is.
So, but if you go look up, Mama will go look it up now. I typed in booby. Boob.
That's just the autocorrect. You just search for booby.
No, I actually my fingers did.
You know what
booby,
he was
okay?
looking at before this.
Yeah.
I do play 6 Degrees of Beatles because there's always a Beatle connection, definitely, with everything.
Yeah.
I need to listen to that George.
Bobby
version.
Timmons right here.
All right,
These are
the
the
Holiday
ones.
Soul
That's so
album.
nice.
That's a great one.
The
Did you get a
2000
copy of that, Mike? Hang on a second. Did you
What,
get a copy
Bobby
of that
Timmons?
Bobby Timmons? Yeah.
No, I didn't. I wasn't interested in it.
If you go to the Discogs, it has. There's a guy who goes, "This album has been repressed. Don't sleep on it." That's a comment, but there's no specific information on who mastered it or where it came from.
I just figure it's not going to come out anytime soon.
No,
Any other source. So
there's
Right,
there's
right,
only
right.
one available, and that's $50.
yeah,
It is. If you go to Craft, it is there, but it's sold out or it's back
Right.
ordered.
Makes sense.
This is a
What do you
cool. This is a cool Christmas
Oh, nice.
record. This is on
Yeah.
Argo or Cadet, and it's Kenny Burrell. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. So,
I thought you couldn't show Christmas records till after Thanksgiving.
well, since we were talking, and honestly, it's best to get these records now because
Yeah,
they're going to go.
But you're listening to In-Groove Mike too much.
No,
Do
it's
you-
true.
do you-
I
That's
literally
fair. I
buy
was
my.
thinking the same thing, man.
I buy when I was buying Christmas records, I would buy them in the summer because you can get them for dirt cheap in the summer.
Hey, I'm gonna sell. I have a bunch of Nat King Cole Christmas
Yeah.
albums.
So I want to answer this question real quick. Hang on, for John. Music Talks with John. For a record store, talk to Mike. The Claudio seems to be the best one. It's like $7,000, but he uses it all day, every day, and You know, if you're going to be doing it as a business, you don't want to buy some cheap $200.
Yeah.
But the humming. Well, I'm waiting for that thing, the Kickstarter thing, if that ever
Yeah.
happens.
The humdinger. You're waiting for a humdinger.
Well, getting back to the.
When's the last time you?
Does anyone have Duke Ellington's Hanukkah album?
Are you serious?
No, I made it up.
He does have a Christmas album, and I think, what is it? It's the Nutcracker Suite or something, and it's supposed to be really good. Do you guys know this one? Let me show you the cover.
I do have like a Christmas jazz comp, and it has a Duke Ellington song on it.
Oh, is that jingle? It's the street scene, the snow scene in New York cover. God, I have.
You know what? I do. I let me pull it out. I have this jazz Christmas comp, but also if anyone doesn't have that Duke Pearson Blue Note Christmas album, that is really good.
It is good.
Yeah,
it is good.
That's amazing.
It's kind of a cheesy cover, but that's the point, I guess. Yeah.
Which one?
Duke Pearson. I have it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have that.
It's a classic release or something.
All my Christmas records are actually right behind in my credenza. They're right up here just because they're that many, and it's a perfect space for them. That's
mine are right underneath my TV. It's hilarious. They're just always there. Real quick, not exactly jazz, but the VMP Beastie Boys cut by RKS. The reissue earlier this year was a CB cut. So I'm thinking about swapping out my classic. Does anybody? Who else is a VMP member?
I was.
He was? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna get that Beastie Boys. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I do love the Beastie Boys. I just wanted to quickly show this Nutcracker Suite. This is
Oh, I know that one. Is that with Ella?
So,
is that with Ella?
no, it's Ellington and Billy Strayhorn.
Yeah.
And obviously the Nutcracker, and they do it. And I haven't heard this, but I've heard a lot of good things about this record. And when it comes up, I think it was a little pricey, so I haven't pulled the trigger. But you have Paul Gonzalez on here.
Gonzalez?
So, yeah, Gonzalez.
Gonzalez?
Clark Terry. Yeah.
And yeah, so
I mean,
and look,
band, you know, yeah.
Blues in Orbit before and piano in background after, so in a sweet spot in his career. And then I did want to show, if I can keep your attention, they did drop 2 new releases, pre-orders. Let me see if I can pull that up quickly.
We were gonna make a video about this, Mike. How dare you?
Are we?
No, I'm just kidding. We probably could, but
This is the video.
Yeah, the in-groove's always a week late in posting this.
Hold on, let me find it.
I always have to kind of
are you
remind
talking
them.
about the classic series?
Yes.
Oh, Jingle Bell Jazz. Let's look at this. What is this? I love Christmas music.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Is this the one you were talking about, Nick?
You know, it's funny. I think mine is also called Jingle Bell Jazz, but it's a different cover.
That's cool.
Mine, yeah, I think those are the same artists. Yeah, that looks really similar.
Are we really going into a Christmas thing?
I mean, if you got Jazz Christmas,
If you got Jazz Christmas, let's do it.
Okay, let me see here.
All right,
Yeah,
while you're looking,
Jazz Shepherd
Well,
has
actually,
talked
wait.
about that one before the Jingle Bell Jazz.
really?
You know, if you ever get Jingle Bell Jazz on your jacket, it's really hard to get the stains out.
Yeah.
What do we got
Okay,
here?
here's I'm going to go through my Christmas records real
All
quick.
right, let's do it. Oh, make it. Hold on, let me make it big.
Let me try to get this right. Is that am I centered? I can't see. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
good. You're good.
Ella,
nice.
Patty Page.
Wouldn't it be funny if a naked picture of Mazzy just pops out?
No, we don't want to get
this
we don't wanna get
this is
turned
kind of
off.
cool. This is a Warner Brother promo of little clippets of some songs and some other artists talking, wishing people Merry Christmas,
That's cool.
4 Seasons.
Cool.
This is Georgia Winston,
That's a good
famous. Yeah. Herb
Nice.
Alpert.
Nice.
Another Warner Brother promo in store. Conway
Classic.
Twitty. This is last year, Calexico's Christmas album. I love this.
That's cool.
This is actually good. Mark Koselleck's Red House Painters.
Okay.
Sings Christmas carols.
Very cool.
I like him. I mean, even though he's now Me Too, unfortunately. One of the John Fahey's, another the John Fahey's. The Los Lobos came out last year.
Oh, that looks cool.
It's great. More.
No Hanukkah records. Come on.
Now I
man.
keep the. I love this album.
Jewish
for
guy with
Christmas.
more Christmas records than anyone.
Yeah, and this is actually Easter, but I played at Christmas time.
Okay,
Okay, that's fair.
This is my original one. It's 1970 in the box.
nice.
Bing and
Oh, I love that. I love that.
That's cool.
That's fucking amazing. Yeah. Hey, there's.
I don't know what this is doing here. But
Hey now,
Cool Yule.
very cool.
The
Carpenter.
Carpenter's the great one. I got that one. I got the Beach
Oh,
Boys.
This is a
Yeah.
must-have. That's a must-have.
Great.
I need to get that.
Oh, there we go. There's Nora.
Oh, all right,
Nice.
nice.
Oh, there we go. Duke Pearson.
Cool.
I mean, it's fun. It's cheesy though. It's fun.
Yeah,
Really good. It came out last year on the classic series.
Yorma Kakkonen, Jefferson
Wasn't
Airplane.
that a record store day a couple years ago?
Maybe Hot Tuna, Jefferson Airplane.
That's a
Oh,
great
this-
one right there.
That's an awesome one.
yeah, that's a good one.
And that's a whatever
Yep,
a
yeah,
chat,
acoustic
chatty
sounds.
cakes. This
Chatty
is good.
cakes.
This is a great staple.
Yeah, that is
series.
good. I got
Oh,
that
that
one.
looks
I like that.
that looks cool. What?
And I got a brand new bag. Love it.
That's awesome.
Okay, is
This
that
is
the record
awesome.
store day one? Because that thing's
No.
worth like $50.
No, this is like a Sundays. I have an original somewhere. I think I got to find it.
That's a great.
This is despite him being a dick. This is a great record.
Yeah.
This is the reissue that came out in the 70s on Apple. It's the same album. Picture of Phil Spector in a Santa suit with a back to mono button.
That's ominous.
Great record. Originally only came out in Canada, but they finally issued it here
wow.
with a Browns
It's
cover.
beautiful. Love it, Emilio.
This is fantastic. R&B Blues Christmas.
Nice.
Rhythm Blues Christmas. Of course, the 12-inch. Do They Know It's Christmas? A great single.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
God, see, I do have more. I'm the most Jewish guys with the most Jewish Christmas records. Leon Redbone.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's
Elvis.
probably great. Yeah, Elvis.
yeah. That's classic.
Usually every year I buy 2 or 3 new Christmas albums. Every
Yeah.
single year.
Bill Haggard. Nice.
Cool Yule Volume 1,
Wow.
Messiah.
That's going too far. Freddie Fender. That's awesome.
Feliz Navidad.
I almost
check that
bought
out.
that
This
this
just
one
came out
last
last
year,
year.
but I did not.
This isn't great, and I got it because it's
Dang it.
Billy Idol and it's on
Yeah.
it's and Dark Horse Records.
Yeah.
This is great, actually.
Oh, wow, that. Hey, Nick.
Another promo from Warner Brothers. This I worked for ABC, and this came out. It's a promo. This is really good. It's kind of very classical, Mexican tinted, South American. It's really good. This too, wonderful. Misa Criolla. I totally butchered that Spanish, I know. But this is good.
Joe Marino goes, easy E's Christmas record is good. Merry motherfucking Christmas.
I can't see the thing.
It's okay. Keep
This
going.
is really
He's
good.
just making a joke.
Okay, this is
There
the
it
one.
Jazz.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, this is fantastic. That's the one I was thinking of with that street scene.
Who's all
I
on that
just-
again?
What am I
Okay.
taking crazy pills? I just showed that.
Yeah, but you didn't show it as cool as Mazzy's showing it.
Duke Ellington, Lionel Hampton, Chico Hamilton, Carmen McRae, Pony Poindexter, Paul Horn, Dave Brubeck, Lambert Hendrickson Ross, Herbie Hancock, the Manhattan Jazz All
Yeah, I
Stars.
showed all that.
Oh,
That's
fuck
the same
you.
one I have, but it has a different cover.
It's got Miles Davis, and of course, the vocal is Bob Duro from
And that
I think
man
that-
standing there is Mazzy on the cover.
I think that was a Japanese repress.
This is fun. This is Nick Lowe.
Oh, cool.
Looks like the Royal Tenenbaums.
That's a great movie.
Right?
Is that
Okay,
Orville
all right.
Redenbacher or Nick Lowe?
We're almost finished. We're almost
Where are your
finished.
Beatles?
In the Beatles section, I think. Oh, I might have one here. I will see.
Okay.
Harry
Harry
Belafonte, nice.
Belafonte, classic.
This is good too.
Cool.
This is great. Andre Previn.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
There you go. Oh wow.
Okay.
There you go.
This is
That's-
the bootleg of their Christmas messages, but I have an Apple in my Beatle collection. Is the Apple that they send out to the fan club? I have a real one of that,
Oh,
and of
wow.
course,
Yeah.
this was the
That's-
first
that's
Christmas
the
album. My parents
Yeah.
bought this Christmas album when it, in '64 or '3 or whatever.
Is
This
that
is
the
like-
copy? From
That's
Yeah,
like
this
one
is-
of
It's a messed up copy. I don't really,
Yeah,
but-
I have.
It's your family copy, though? That's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You don't
That's
have
one
Nat
of the-
King Cole Christmas?
Yeah, you need that.
No, I do, but it's not
Yeah.
here. That's weird.
Here.
I might have misfiled it or put it in the Nat Cole section.
That's
That
my
Bing
favorite.
Crosby Christmas album is like one of the best-selling records. It sold
Yeah.
over 50 million copies worldwide.
Because they press it all every day, every year.
That's
I have.
great.
Yeah.
It's such a great
I
record.
have a
Rob's
couple
got
of-
Christmas records. I'm getting excited
co-
now for Christmas.
The copy I have
Well,
is no
this
good.
is from my stash to sell. I have a bunch of these.
Just
Okay.
put it in my
I have
pile and
that
send
one.
it to me then.
Are
Okay.
you sure you want them?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Don't sell it
It's
to
on-
me for. That's
it's on
fine.
green,
That's-
green
I don't
vinyl.
care.
I
don't
have
really
that
care
copy. It
what
sounds really
pressing.
good.
I just realized,
Well, that's weird, but cool. Love Gwen Stefani.
Okay.
Speaking of Nat King
Yeah.
Cole, I did
Oh,
buy
yeah.
that Acoustic Sounds record.
Steve Perry. That's just weird.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
old?
you know,
Is that
think
you
of-
recorded back in the day, or is it new? That's Steve
These
Perry
are,
record.
I think the Steve Perry came out last year.
You should do a video of Waxed at
Yeah.
Christmas in December. You should do a video of the Jewish Christmas albums. For instance, Neil Diamond, Barbra Streisand, all the Jews that recorded Christmas records.
Mazzy, you should do a video as a Boomer Scalper.
Kenny G, that's a classic one, right?
What
Which
the
one?
hell?
Kenny G, that's the best-selling Jewish
Oh.
Christmas record.
Right, exactly.
All right. I'm going to show my Christmas records.
he's Jewish. Yeah, I always forget he's Jewish. I mean, he
I'm
looks
gonna
Jewish.
I'm going to run through mine real quick. So we got John Denver and the Muppets.
That's a great
Yeah,
one.
I have that.
All right.
Do you have the poster in there?
I don't think so. I got it for really cheap. This was a gift. It has Paul McCartney on it, Jimmy Fallon, and the Roots. They do. What do they do on this?
That's cool.
Wonderful Christmas Time. So it's a good one.
I don't know how
Uh, this is a reissue Bing. It sounds terrible. I really need to get like an original. This is the one that Rob just showed on the green. This
Oh,
sounds
nice.
really. This sounds really good. I think. Got the Duke Pearson. This one's cool. This is an OJC on Prestige.
What is that?
This
You
is OJC. It's the Christmas collection. Gene Ammons, Paul Blay,
Oh, wow.
Eddie Lockjaw Davis, Dexter Gordon, Don Patterson, Bill Smith, Bobby Timmons.
Damn.
Wow.
So it's a
That's cool.
comp on Prestige. And
Yeah, that came out for Record Store Day Black Friday. It's really good.
oh, right, very cool. This one is I don't know when this one is. Got the Vince Guaraldi. You must have this, Mazzy. Yes.
You know, I don't, and I keep forgetting to get. I see it so much. So many. I know there's so many versions of that.
This is
I
I got
have
the
you
vinyl Me Please exclusive. I feel like it's so ridiculous to have like an exclusive limited run of this because it's like
They
there's
press
so
it
many-
every year.
I
Yeah.
gotta get that. I gotta get that Kevin Gray version of that. I just
I
keep
found a sealed version at a thrift store of that.
Yep.
This is
Elvis.
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 This thing's pretty great. I have
That's
to
a
say.
better
It's gotta
cover.
be great for Christmas, man.
Christmas album.
Now this one, so I'm a Frank Sinatra Francophile guy. This is so his Columbia years. He had a 10-inch Christmas album that's very expensive, and if you find it, it's usually beat up to hell. So it's hard to find a clean copy. But Columbia had had a label like a budget label called Harmony, and they did a stereo and a mono. And you want to get the mono copy of this because it was done in mono and the stereo is fake. But if you want early Frank Christmas, this is awesome. It just sounds like quintessential 1950s, and it's they do all the standards on it, but this is like one of my favorites. And so look for it. It's on the Harmony label there.
Okay, that's
It sounds good.
Last one.
Cool,
Labels there.
I like the cover.
Hey,
So-
Matthew, I have the Dylan Christmas, but it's in my Dylan section.
This one has a Me Too cover, but you gotta. It's Dino, A Winter Romance. Just take a second and look at what that
What does the
cover's
Me
showing.
Too cover mean?
Do you see what he's doing?
He's looking at the other woman while he's hugging one woman. No,
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
that's just
Uh,
that's from Utah. They call that bigamy.
yeah.
They call it- those are his sister wives.
On
Those are his
Capitol.
sister wives.
This one is so classic. Definitely
It
recommend this. And you know what? This isn't even. I mean, the second side is like more Christmas, and the first side is really just kind of winter songs. So it's more like a seasonal album. I highly recommend this one. This one's great.
I probably have 100 Christmas CDs, and I load them in a hard drive and play them random at holidays. So
Yeah.
This one I think can get a little pricey. This is the
that's
Capital, A Jolly Christmas on the black
I have
label. super
Nice.
clean, original. I got this. This is a repress before Chad did it, and I'm fine with this. I don't need to
It's
upgrade it.
fine.
Yeah.
As much as we play these things, you know.
I know. I mean, I really would love to have his, but it's just, you know.
Yeah.
Tchaikovsky Nutcracker, Living
You got to have a
Stereo,
Nutcracker, and we're not talking
Shaded-
about. Yeah, you got to
Shaded
have a
Dog,
Nutcracker.
Deep Groove.
Josh D's nuts, no crack,
You
Nutcracker.
don't have.
This
You're
is-
not stopping on someone's midsection.
Now, this is a pretty classic one. I know it's real cheesy, but
No,
Andy Williams'
that's the
Christmas.
best
That's a
Christmas
good one.
beer there is. No, that's
My
This is
favorite
the-
Christmas song is his. It's beginning to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it's the one. It's like it's the holiday season and whoop dee
It's a
He
whole-
did a Hanukkah record. He did like a
Awesome.
semi-Hebrew record.
And the final one, which I picked up, and now this actually goes for quite a bit of money. But every
Anne
year
Murray?
we watch this movie,
Anne
and this is a double.
Oh yeah, I got that
LP
record,
set,
dude. Yeah,
and
Oh, yeah.
it's a 45, and I always forget it's 45.
that's from Mondo, right?
When I put it on, and you can make the house lit up, or you can flip
Oh,
it
that's
around
cool.
and like slide it in. So it's
That's
that
a good
way.
idea.
That's really fucking cool. It's Mondo Records. They're out of Austin too.
But yeah, it's
Physical graffiti on Macaulay Culkin.
You know what? My favorite Christmas movie is the musical version of Scrooge with Albert Finney, and I
Yeah.
see the record occasionally, and I always mean to pick it up because I really enjoy the song.
It's October 21st. I'm gonna go to the stores tomorrow and get all my Christmas shit out.
By the way, here's the poster.
Yeah.
Here's the poster that comes with it.
Oh, that is so badass. I would have totally hung that up in my room when I was 7.
Anyone have the Cheech and Chong Christmas?
That was very ingenuous.
No,
Not
but that sounds
disingenuous, Rob. I
amazing.
was being serious.
No, but that's
Can
Mazzy,
you
that's coming out
hey.
this record store day for Black
it?
Friday.
make yourself big and repeat what you said so I could see you were serious.
What
I
happened?
was very serious that poster was very cool, and I was so in love with the Muppet Show when I was 8. I would have definitely hung that up in my room. Okay.
Well,
see
you know,
one.
you guys inspire me. I'm going to sell all my Christmas albums tomorrow.
I mean, you might wait till the next auction, but yeah.
No, this is like the time to list them.
No,
think.
I am. I have a lot of these. Like my personal one is the Duke Pearson, the Charlie Brown. You know,
What was the oh shit? What was the one you said was cheesy, Mike? What's that guy's
What?
name?
Andy
Oh,
Williams.
Andy Williams.
Williams. Yeah, sorry, I'm drunk already, so I finished the bottle of
It's
wine.
all right.
Man, that is such a great record.
It's good. Yeah. It's good.
no, it's
Perfect.
my favorite song. What's the one where he sings real fast?
I don't know.
So hold on. So he does. Let me get this.
You think of the Chipmunks Christmas record?
No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
You just played it at
So-
45. They're all chipmunks.
So he does White Christmas. He does Happy Holidays.
Happy
which is my-
Holidays.
Happy
That's my-
holidays.
that is my
Happy
favorite one.
Holidays.
It's
Yeah.
so
That's
stupid.
like his.
That's a
He
great
does the
record.
Christmas song, aka chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Yeah.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I mean, how many movies have used that?
Yeah.
Did she do my ex-wife shot that skier?
No, Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Come on.
Oh
man.
God, I hate that.
A Song and a Christmas Tree, Kate Thompson's Jingle Bells, The First Noel, Oh Holy Night, Away in a Manger, Sweet Little Jesus Boy, The Little Drummer Boy, and Silent Night. So all the, you're good with this one.
Hey, can I ask Nicole a question?
Yes.
No.
Did they-
Cold
No.
No,
Leave
she
her
mentioned.
alone.
No, she mentioned 4th Street in Berkeley. Did they end up saving, or did Betty's Ocean Diner? Did they stay open? I know they were going to close or something. So
I have a question for you, Mazzy, related to San Francisco. There's a diner downtown right by Moscone Center. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. Fuck.
it's not there anymore. Not Fog City Diner.
No. It's right around the corner from Moscone West.
Yeah, well, there used to be Max's.
Max, yeah.
They're closed. Max's Opera House, Macra's Opera's Cafe might still be open, but maybe not in Opera Plaza. But they used to have Max's Diner right behind Moscone Center on 4th Street.
Yeah,
3rd Street.
The only reason I know that place is every time Salesforce has a convention out there, I go to it like every year.
Did you go to Salesforce convention a few weeks ago?
I didn't go to that one, but I went. The last time I went was like in 2018 or 2019, I think.
Oh yeah.
And all the shit's right there. So we would usually eat at that place for breakfast.
Oh no, that's okay. That's different. It must be different because the place I'm thinking about closed like 10 years ago. Over 10
No,
years
I don't
ago.
really know. It's just a diner right around the corner from them. The place is fucking awesome.
Oh, there's so much stuff there. Yeah.
San Francisco's a cool city. I've been there like 10 times. I mean, I can't imagine living there and growing up there. It's pretty cool, man.
It was great. It's just too. Yeah, never mind. I love it. I always mention San Francisco to my friends or people that I don't know very well. I love going back there. I'm going again in December, but it's like running into an old girlfriend who dumped you and you still are in love with her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's an interesting place, man. I've never been to New York though. That's like the only it just felt like the big city to me when I went. I mean, I live in Dallas, but I don't know. There's something different about
all
that.
Those cities. If you could have gone 10 to 15 years ago, I mean, Manhattan's still great, but 10 to 15 years ago and beyond, San Francisco, New York, it wasn't about everything was expensive. Right. Now everything is expensive, with few exceptions.
Yeah, I went to the first time I went to San Francisco was about 12 years ago, and we stayed in this old fruit factory down by the pier. It's like a motel now or a hotel now.
Yeah.
But what was cool is you could see Alcatraz from the hotel, but there was like this mom and pop like grocery store in this neighborhood, right? And there was like apartments above it in this building, and they had like all this Italian food that the grandma just made, like these giant vats of shit. Wow. It was really interesting, really cool stuff. And I think they'd been there for like 60 years or something. Wow.
Thanks, Nicole. That's good to know.
I went to San Francisco for the first time last year and actually went to a bar that you recommended, Mazzy. It was called Lang Po, I think.
Lipo,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had really good drinks.
It's right on. It's an old bar I used to go to after punk shows after the Mvuhe. It's in Chinatown on Grant Avenue. It's got a cave, a big cave dwelling entryway. It's a funky little bar.
They were playing terrible music, but the drinks were great.
Yeah. Lipo's we used to go to all the time. I mean, that used to be such a cheap place, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
SF equals Salesforce. Yeah, that's I mean, I feel I don't want to be that old guy looking back in my day. The city was different, but you can't even live there and be an artist anymore unless you have
No way. Yeah.
Unless you live in a box.
I mean, Seattle's the same way, and to a point, not as bad, but I don't have the history here like I did there, so I don't remember it like I do in San Francisco.
There's no income tax in Washington, right?
Pardon me?
There's no income tax in Washington, though, right?
No state income tax, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Just like
Chris, there's no not sales tax. There's no income tax in Texas either, right?
Yeah, but we're run by fascists, so that's the downside.
And then Portland has no sales tax, so you got to do it. But if you buy spirits here, not beer and wine, if you buy a bottle of vodka, it's like 30% tax on it.
Wow.
But you're not. I mean, unless you're really drinking all the time, you're better off having no income tax.
Yeah.
But there's always arguments because they add like property tax thing. They got to make it somehow. So.
Notes and Tones, I did not go. I was a dumbass and didn't go to that show last weekend. They did 3 shows. I didn't go to any of them.
I don't think you're a dumbass.
Well, I mean, I plan to go to these shows. It's like 5 minutes from my house. It was Joe Lovano and a bunch of
well, you're a dumbass. Though.
I'm a dumbass. I didn't go. I should have gone.
Our streams often talks about tax rates. This is not the first time this has come up.
Not?
No, I think Mazzy was on last time too.
Well, I mean,
what is the sales tax? What is the? Hold on. But
sales
taxes
tax
on everything else. What's the sales tax in Washington?
Like 10%, 10.5%, something like that.
Wow,
that's pretty high.
Pretty high.
No.
It's like California. California's tax everything. Everything's
Yeah.
But California, I mean, some people like it and some people hate it. Old people or who owned the properties for a long time like Proposition 13 in the 70s. Basically, freezes your property tax almost.
Oh wow.
Because now cities just raise your property tax based on value. So I had a house that we bought in 1990, right? And we had it for almost 25 years. The same house next door, if someone just bought it, I could be paying maybe, $2,500 to $3,000 a year or whatever. and they
Yeah.
could be paying $20,000 a
Oh,
year
for
if they
sure.
bought.
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
God, we sold our house for a shitload of money, and I can't even imagine. They're probably paying, I don't know, 50 to 75,000 a year in property
God,
taxes.
are you serious?
Well, they bought a lot. I mean, probably 50,000 a year. But they paid off.
Mazzy's
But
last.
it was a
It's
guy
actually-
from Facebook, and he had a lot of money, and so you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Mazzy's last name is his name is Norman Trump.
No, he was a guy who worked for Facebook, and he was like a security guy. He paid cash, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
I mean, my
back
house
in,
there
back
in
in
Fort Worth,
Palo
like-
Alto. Yeah.
My house 10 years when I moved in here about 15 years ago. We inherited this house from my wife's grandmother, and it was like the appraisal was like 170,000 or something. It's like a 2,800 square foot house, nice house, and now it's like 300,000 or 300.
That's a huge house.
It is, but I mean, you know, now it's like it's worth 120,000 more than when I moved in, but the taxes are almost double, which sucks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had my house for 8 years, and it doubled since I bought it.
wow, that's amazing.
And the thing is, if I sold it, I couldn't afford to live here.
Holy
You know.
shit!
Well, how much is your house valued at, or how much did you
Mine?
purchase it? No, Tugga.
Oh,
He's paying $13K in taxes, but that's going to be proportional to your. How much
20,
your house
Joe's
is.
paying 22 in New York. Damn, I feel better now.
22K, yeah, that's why we went to Connecticut.
Wow.
I
I
just
pay
paid $5,000
I
for
pay a
mine.
lot less than that.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I understand where you live in Connecticut. The toilets are.
Yeah, toilets are
It's true.
fucked. They don't
All
work.
right. On that note, we're switching this up. So why
What?
can't I
What is-
share this? I'm trying to. Why isn't it sharing?
Have you guys heard this album?
Oh, I don't know. Let's look at it. Hang on a
I've
second.
been wanting to check that out.
what is
Really
that?
good.
Funky stuff.
I like funky
What is
stuff.
that?
Euro Inagaki and the Soul Media.
Wow.
It's really funky fusion jazz. Very cool though.
Is it a Mr. Bongo?
No. This was on Light in the Attic. Was doing like exclusive on this.
They do great issue. I had showed this earlier. I just got from Light in the Attic from 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
shit.
funky instrumental stuff, 1973. John from 6-inch Pianist, the soul stuff, showed it, original.
I told he suggested this British saxophonist dude, and I cannot stop listening to his stuff. He is so good.
Is he a dude?
What year? Hang on. What year did that come out, Carlos? That one you were just showing?
I think it was actually 2015 or 2017 record
That's a pricey
store.
record. Yeah.
Possibly.
All right. Well, I was going to buy it, and that's how expensive it is. Never mind. Mike doesn't what we live in called the penis of Connecticut. Oh, okay.
It's true for two reasons.
On the stream the other day, when Chad says,
sorry.
you know, Chad said something to me like that. Going back to that story, later in the conversation, he goes, you know, you tree huggers out there on the West, he called me a tree hugger.
Yeah.
And he goes, we're in the South here. And I said, well, I live in South Seattle. I don't know if that counts. So I kind
That's
of,
funny.
All right. So I was trying to show. Let's see if it displays. Okay, here we go. So these are the two new pre-orders for Blue Note, the classic series.
Yeah, they announced those earlier. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
So
know,
this is-
Rob, why you're ruining it, man. Come on.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah. So
hey, where did you learn how to talk like that?
I learned it by watching you.
So this is a killer lineup. So JJ Johnson, this is volume 1, 1505. So very early 1500
Oh, wow.
series. You got Clifford Brown. I mean, that's killer.
is music just a number for you?
John Lewis, Charles Mingus, and Kenny Clark. So pretty cool lineup there.
So what
So
is this?
Mike
January?
will say how cool this is, then he'll listen to it on YouTube for 5 seconds and skip it.
I already have a copy of this. So I don't know.
Is
if I'm
this
gonna buy it.
January? Is this a January?
What's
Let's
the release
see.
date?
Also,
Yeah.
28
Oh, wow.
bucks.
Ooh, for Christmas. Nice.
Day after my birthday.
I mean, I'm gonna give you guys a tip, which I probably said a million times before.
Just
Don't buy this shit. Wait for a while. It ends up being $17 on Amazon.
Nah,
What are
but
you,
This
a
is,
financial advisor?
This is the other
Yes.
one. I think this is a compilation of like I think 78. So I think the lineups vary based on song.
No, that's a great.
But these have like really classic like Round Midnight, right? Original Round Midnight recorded.
I have the red one. Do you have this one? Or do you have both of them, Mike? I can't remember.
No, this is volume 1, and the red one is volume 2.
Yeah, I have the red one.
And they're
Did
both
they come out
like,
as 75s? Were those 75s?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the 75s of it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I always passed on this ones because I was always like never knew which ones to get, like pressing wise.
Well, get this one then, man. You were perfect.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna pick up that Ronnie Foster classic because it's $15 in the warehouse.
That's amazing.
oh,
what
and
is
here's-
What was the AP big reveal today? I have no clue. I don't know what it is.
oh, there's an AP big reveal.
I don't
There
know.
was supposed to be. That's what they said yesterday.
All right,
Someone
let me
said
go to
it.
the website. Let me see what
I don't
if
know.
I got anything.
What was Michael's new project channel change?
He's got an original OG buyers club that he's setting up, so you can buy.
Yeah, it sounds as successful as his shipping buyers club.
I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting.
Hey,
I don't have
hey,
no idea who's spinning out.
Chris, someone said you were going to start the Dallas Buyers Club. Is that true?
Hey man, that's an amazing movie. Okay, and Matthew McConaughey was just miraculous in that movie. And it's a very sad.
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't see
haven't
any-
seen that movie, you should watch it. It's amazing.
You
I
know,
don't see
I-
any announcements.
I tested
have
it. Give me a break. I see everything.
you know, it'd be interesting to put out. They had really shitty covers, but I worked for a minute as a side project when I was when I lost my job at ABC and MCA. I met a guy who came out. My girlfriend, who was on KSAN radio on the weekends, managed this group called Listen. Mel Martin. Mel Martin is a soprano sax player, soprano sax, who played with Boz Scaggs' band early on, and a session musician. And they had a couple albums on Inner City Records. You know Inner City?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
There's
And the guy-
did a lot of the staplechase.
Well, the guy that started it, his name was Irv Kratka out of New York, and he was Inner City. And you know how he made his money? He made his money initially. He had a label.
prostitutes.
In what?
Said prostitutes. I don't know.
Well, maybe he's from New York. He's a New Yorker. In the 50s and 60s or 60s, he had a label called MMO, Music Minus One. And Music Minus One was a label where, let's say you were studying the saxophone. You'd buy this record and it would have all the music on it except the sax player. And you'd play along with the record. And it would have the score. Or if you played piano, it would have everything except the piano and so on. And it was a really popular thing. Obviously now with the internet and digital stuff, you can do that anyway. And he started Inner City, and they put out like a lot of really cool, some out there records, and the covers were really shitty, but I don't know if some of those records would be really cool to reissue. If someone would, I don't know. I think he's still alive, but he's got to be almost 100 or in his mid-90s by now.
That's what I'm aiming for, man. His mid-90s. That would be amazing.
Is it?
I want to travel back to the mid 90s.
Hang on, check this out. Inner City. This is a great Inner City record. It's Lee Konitz and Red Mitchell.
Yeah. But they're funny. They had all the steeplechase reissues in the U.S.
Inner City. Let me see the front. Let me see the front of that.
Yeah, it's a great record.
Oh yeah. See, their covers aren't very good. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
But I also passed by this label while I was kind of going through there, and this was Groove Merchant. You hold any Groove Merchant records from back in the day?
yeah.
This is a really cool record. Count Basie Evergreens. They had a really neat label.
Does he do that version of the Barbra Streisand song?
Probably. I don't know. Look how roached out the cover is. Isn't that nice?
I know. Were you hungry?
I was. Actually, I am hungry. Maybe I'll have to go get some pizza from the kitchen. I don't know, like last week. Anyway. Inner City's a cool label. And Groove Merchants, I love Groove Merchants. I've got 2 or 3 of their records.
I see Groove Merchant. Was there any kind of philosophy behind the label?
Yeah.
There's a-
Stone Cold Grooves, man. Come on.
There's a record store in San Francisco on Market Street called Groove Merchant.
That's
There's
good.
everything in San Francisco. We can relate anything. Nick, say something out loud, and Mazzy will tell you. He's like that. My big fat Greek wedding.
Okay,
I can either say the Beatles or San Francisco. That's all I know.
Hey, someone think of the most obscure thing, and Mazzy
Okay.
will connect it to San Francisco.
Gene
Say
Ammons on
something, and I'll connect either San Francisco or the Beatles.
Okay.
Dildo.
Anal fissures.
Oh no.
That's worse than dildos. Jesus.
Anal fissures. Okay.
You could do this, Mazzy.
Fissures.
Our stream numbers are going up.
Yeah, no shit. Anal fissures worse. This is badass.
Okay. Carrie Fisher
Okay.
Oh,
was in a movie called Shampoo with Warren Beatty. And in that movie, it takes place in 1972 on the night of the election with Nixon and McGovern. No, it's 68. Never mind, right? Am I it's 68?
no, that was
Okay, it was
72.
in 1968,
McGovern was 72.
and the Beatles' White Album came out in 1968.
Boom.
Yeah.
That was
Mazzy, I could have made this a lot easier for you. The Mitchell Brothers Theater. There was a lot of anal fissures going on in there.
Do you know what an anal fissure is?
Yeah, she was a star of some films in the 70s.
No, absolutely not.
I know it's a disorder.
I've had nightmares about having.
She was married to Eddie Fisher.
Yeah, no shit.
Did any of you order the Newland Charles Mingus?
No, I didn't even know it existed.
It's a double album, right?
Thank you, Vinyl Piper.
Oh, wait, the Newland Charles Mingus.
It's
Yeah,
a modern jazz symposium of music and poetry is the album.
So the Newland stuff's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
what
I
is
have an original of it.
Oh wow!
All right, let's look at that.
What's your opinion of it?
It's cool. It's different. He does on the first track he reads a poem and it's all about him listening to jazz, and which probably sounds lame, but it's actually pretty interesting the way he reads it.
Oh, that's cool.
And the music's really good. I think it's a cool one. If Newland's putting it out for like $30, I think it's worth getting it. I don't know how much their records.
Yeah, but I don't like the clown is the first side of the clown is so good, and then on that second side there's that.
Not good.
What's the guy who wrote the Christmas story? He's reading.
Oh, I love that. I think that's the best part of the album. His narration.
That's
Well, he's a
actually
good.
my
No,
favorite
I think it's cool. I think it's worth picking up.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
something. If you guys like beat poetry and jazz combined,
Yes.
I forgot what label. I just saw it. I have the box set that Rhino put out of Jack Kerouac. Someone's putting out a reissue of the Jack Kerouac. What's the piano player that had the TV? Steve Allen.
Oh, cool.
Steve Allen plays the piano, and Kerouac reads from I don't know, some of his beat poetry, some of his book stuff. It's a really good record if you like that kind of stuff. And I just saw it. I'm not buying it because I have a copy, but it's being reissued. Like, so someone Google Kerouac Steve Allen reissue, and
Yeah,
I
and
saw that
Mazzy,
on,
speaking of Kerouac, today's his death anniversary.
is it?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's today. Yeah.
Mazzy, have you read that book? What's it called? It's all about like the beat generation in jazz and drugs and stuff. Fuck. Let me find it.
Which I read some on that. I don't remember depending which one. I don't know.
There's
I'll find it.
Sinatra.
I'm a big
has
fan of that whole period of
I need to
Sinatra's
read
at
all
least-
of them
If
then.
you guys ever go to San Francisco, if you haven't been there, you have to go to North Beach. You have to go to City Lights Books, Lawrence
Yes.
Ferlighetti's bookstore, or
You know,
So
Maz,
Yeah, and
Mazzy, I've
speaking
never
of books,
read
it just came in today.
oh wow, yeah.
What is that?
Oh, what is
oh,
that?
Brother Taylor.
I tailor interviewing musicians.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
Nicole, anything by
No, it's
what's his name? Word Jazz. God.
Where'd you? Well, I've got a copy of that.
Yeah,
Mazzy, I never told you this, but I did leave my heart in San Francisco.
Ken Nordine, the Ken Nordine records. There's one called Colors on Dot Records, and I don't know if it was Benjamin Moore. He did all these like 30-second, 1-minute spots for Benjamin Moore Paints. It might have been not Benjamin Moore, one of the paint companies, and he did like beat poetry, 1-minute things on colors, like Aqua. Aqua is, and there's always like bizarre atonal jazz stuff behind him. Really cool.
I want to show you all some books real quick. This is Audible. I love listening to books, but
Are there any coloring books in there?
probably. So anything by Ted Gioia for jazz is fucking amazing. Like this one here just talks about the song structures of jazz and how to listen to it, and it was really good. This one just talks about standards. The History of Jazz. If you hadn't read it, you should or listened to it. You should definitely do that. But this Mazzy, this is the one I was talking about. Bop
No, I don't know that. I don't know that book. Yeah.
Fucking great book. It's all
What
about
year
the
is that? When did that come out?
I don't know. It's fairly recent, like in the last 4 or 5 years.
Who,
But
who
the
wrote it? Who wrote it?
Martin Torgoff. Martin Torgoff.
I can't read. Yeah, I can't see it. So okay.
Martin Torgoff's his name. Yeah, it's a really good book.
Mazzy, didn't you do a video about the kind of that beat poetry thing?
I did a video on Ken Nordine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think when he died, maybe I don't remember. I'm thinking 2 years, maybe during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I love that kind of shit, and you don't get a lot of views.
You should read that book then, Mazzy. You'll freak out. I mean, it's really amazing. What is this shit?
This is Frank. So Frank Sinatra in the late 60s did a spoken word and singing album where he does the works of Rod McEwen. It's called A Man Alone. It didn't sell well, but it's pretty cool. It's like kind of a cult favorite amongst Sinatra.
You know, Rod McEwen died at like about 4 years ago or so, and he had that gruff voice. He had that hit Gene, and he had his book and his record Stanier Street and Other Sorrows. It was kind of schmaltzy, Carmel by the Sea type of poetry for the masses, and huge records.
Oh yeah,
big records.
Yeah. He had like a moment for sure.
Follow Chris Profi.
Yeah,
yeah. He collects Rod McEwen albums.
Yeah, I have like 2 of them, I think.
I have that autograph. I have his autograph on the album.
Yeah, How is a great poem. I mean, you know, it's classic.
Yeah.
Today is Rod McEwen Day. Why? Is it his birthday day? Or?
Huh. I don't know. He just heard him referenced earlier, so there we go. So yeah, The History of Jazz by Ted Gioia. I mean, if you haven't read that book and you're interested in jazz, you should really listen.
I'm always up for a white guy telling me about jazz.
Dude, that guy's fucking awesome.
Fred does all the time.
That's fair.
And these guys, all of us.
No, that's a joke when they were making fun of La La Land, which I hate that movie.
Oh yeah,
The movie about a white guy telling black.
Oh, you don't like that movie?
Somebody commented on one of our streams.
There's
something like that.
I enjoyed it.
The guy that commented here earlier. So yeah,
I have a philosophy about musicals. Okay.
Okay.
I don't like a lot of musicals, but I did kind of enjoy that movie.
So the problem with La La Land is they never fucking finish a song. When a musical never finishes a song, it puts into the audience that they're missing something. You have to go full circle and do there's a musical doesn't work if they don't sing the whole freaking song. But okay, so La La Land sets up a promise of a musical. That opening number is so good.
Yeah.
That none of the following numbers live up to it.
You mean on the freeway?
And although, you know, like what's his face? Ryan Gosling he's 10 years older than Emma Stone, all right? And although that other movie they did together, they were fine, but it just feels like there's too much of an age gap between them.
Haven't you ever seen every movie in Hollywood, Rob?
Listen, Mazzy, I'm telling you why I don't like the movie. You can love the movie.
No, but
pretty amazing.
I don't love it.
But pretty amazing that he learned how to play piano for that movie.
He's a great actor.
John Legend was like pissed that he learned so quickly.
That movie's
man
horrible.
in Hollywood is older than the woman, which is kind of bullshit. But
I mean, yeah, Baggy, you can definitely come up on stream. You can test
for a movie that's about music. There's no rhythm to that movie.
Yeah,
it's very inconsistent with the
musical. You know, like old school musicals, like Sound of Music and that sort of thing.
My favorite. I'll suggest a movie to you that everyone should watch.
Okay.
It's a movie. I saw it when it premiered at Sundance. It's a movie called Camp. It's based on. There's a famous camp where all these Broadway kids would go to learn. It's a musical. If I pull up a link, sounds
like Fame.
They do Wild Horse. A lot of the songs are existing songs. Let me pull up a clip. You can play it. You can outplay it. Hold on.
My favorite musical of all time still is the original West Side Story.
Rob, I'm a musical fanatic, and I was so angry when I left La La Land. I was shaking. It was.
Oh my goodness!
That
What did you not like about it, Baggy?
dancing number when they're up at Griffith Park or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we're really gonna see something here. We've got this legacy of decades and decades of great dance numbers. These guys must have trained, and they get out there and they move like 90-year-old men, and they do a couple little steps here. It was just fucking pathetic. There was a couple good songs in the movie. The movie's a fucking mess. It was a travesty. Of course, the only movie that was ever worse than that won an Academy Award was Crash.
But it fake won the award.
Huh?
If Fake won the award, it did
well,
really
I mean, whatever it won, if it won for music or anything, it doesn't deserve to be nominated. It was a huge disappointment. So
what record are you going to show us, Baggy?
I'm on my quest for 10 inches. Hey, Chris, I had an idea.
Okay.
It'll probably take me the rest of my life, but I was thinking about doing like a series of videos, do like the Ted Gioia project, and like try and get vinyl examples of everything from that standards book, and then just go through them alphabetically, like every single song, and then just But I don't want to like repeat all the anecdotes and stuff from, because then I'm just stealing his book. So I have to come up with my own like opinions on.
I mean, that dude's. I mean, that dude's fucking amazing, man. Like,
I think I'm going to do that though, but it's going to take me a million years because I have to collect each and every example that he's talking about. And I think if I don't care about the condition, I can do it. But that's
well, if you're over 50, forget it.
Not yet. Getting close.
Oh, well, there. Okay, you got some time then.
Yeah. This is not.
He doesn't have time. He's been watching 90-year-old men dance.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was pathetic.
Can I come up? Notes and tones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you can come up for sure. I just gotta give you a link. Join us.
This is it. Nothing.
Oh, hang on. Chet Baker. Okay.
It's a 10-inch.
Oh, sweet.
I'm determined to.
Oh, that is awesome.
The only horrible thing about it is there's no inner. There's no inner, but I overbought all those inners and outers from Storage Solutions. I bought 75 outer and inner 10-inch sleeves by accident.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You're the guy. You're the guy.
But so now I have to buy 75 10-inches to justify that purchase. Yeah, this really looks clean for something that someone just threw in the cover.
Hey, I'm gonna take off, guys. I feel like listening to records, but it's great seeing you.
Thanks for joining us, Nick, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining.
We're sorry we disappointed you. None of us dropped dead while you were here. So.
Fair.
Nah, want you to be alive.
Seriously, it was nice seeing you, Nick.
Thanks, Mazzy. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Have a good
care.
evening.
Bye.
Speaking of San Francisco, real quick, have you heard of Mazzy? Have you heard of these like tech executives that are trying to get blood infusions from like 25-year-old women in San Francisco?
I've been trying to do that since I was a kid.
A blood infusion.
No, I have no idea. I have never heard of this in my entire life.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! It's like this thing in Silicon Valley where they're these guys are starting to get older, and supposedly if you get blood from like a 25-year-old, it'll help you.
That's like legit vampire stuff.
I know. I was gonna say.
There's a whole setup for a joke or for a scene. That whole premise. I don't even know.
Hey everyone. Thanks a lot, Chris, for giving away my Halloween costume.
Yeah, shit. That's Elon Musk's whole existence. I mean,
that sounds like somebody's like Tinder profile headline or something. Whatever.
Yeah,
that's
the world. That's the only
guy.
That's
the
disgusting.
guy that used to be on Rogan all the time, though, and like is like a. Fuck, what's that guy's name? He's like an investor in all these different.
Have you been on Reddit too long? Where do you find this shit?
His name's Tim something. I can't remember his fucking name, man.
The guy, the head of Apple.
It all comes in your algorithm from being on.
Anyway, I don't know. What, Baggy?
I'm getting freaked out with all the videos I get from watching Rachel every morning.
Yeah.
Like we talked. What did we talk? We mentioned something this morning about that Joe Rogan interview. Like I like. Forget or told YouTube, don't give me any more Joe Rogan highlight reels anymore. And then this morning we talked about they talked about the interview with Kiedis and Joe Rogan. An hour later, it's up in my feed. I'm like,
that's how it works. That's like all of a sudden, I'm going to
I
look at
don't
my
like that
phone
it's
later.
listening to what we say and then
All right,
totally.
Maggie, let me fix it for you. Does anyone have a good recipe for an ice cream sundae?
I already have.
I'm going to go on Instagram now, and every third ad is going to be something we talked about. Like, now, look at the first thing I fucking think is this kind of wasted piece of shit on Instagram. Look what I just saw.
Holy shit!
That's Rob.
Those are good finds,
I
man.
know.
Okay.
I just want to say one real quick thing about this. The reason I'm so excited about this is one of my favorite all-time songs is "This Time the Dream's on Me," and that's on here, and I'm really excited to listen to that.
No, that's cool.
That's one of my favorite. That's my second favorite to Stardust, I think.
That's really cool, man.
Hey guys, I gotta jump. I'm gonna take the dogs for a walk, and I'll be listening.
The babies for a walk.
Yes, I'm taking the babies for a
Take
walk.
care. Hope that toilet works out.
Watch
Yeah,
out for
good
spiders.
seeing everybody.
Take a stick in case you hit a spider.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right, see you guys.
So I gotta say something. Peter Thiel is not the guy I'm talking about. That guy's a piece of shit. He's a whole piece of shit. He's okay. Not to get. I'm just gonna get super political. Peter Thiel is a gay guy that's like a Trumper.
Yeah.
Because all he cares about is his money and getting tax breaks.
Right.
It's fucking.
So basically, it's Rachel.
Or Andrew Robinson.
She's not a rich gay person, though, man. I mean, come on. She's also in Canada, where her thoughts about our politics have no effect on her. So
Wait, let me just, Josh. Somebody gave me a travel guide to Seattle's grunge thing. I never used it. I've never looked at it, but I don't think I'd read anything about grunge. It doesn't really interest me. I even know it's around me all the time. It's so prevalent here with
I can fix this, Mazzy. Listen, Josh D. Watch the movie Singles like everybody else, and you'll know everything.
That's a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay, Mazzy, if you ever get a chance to see Pearl Jam live, I know you're not a big fan.
I've seen them twice.
Okay. They're fucking amazing live. Compared
No,
to
I saw them in a club called the I-Beam on Haight Street, which during the week it was like a gay disco, and then they had New Wave. They used to have New Wave. I first saw tours of The Cure and Echo and the Bunnymen and Billy Bragg there, but they played there. It's the first time I saw them. Plus, I saw them once, not the recent one, when they played with the San Francisco Symphony.
Oh, cool! Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, the San Francisco Symphony. Is it shit? What was that band that the supergroup like grunge band? Shit.
Oh,
Pearl Jam.
I'm Going Hungry.
Oh, Mad Season.
Mad Season. Did you saw that live? The Mad Season.
No. I saw Metallica with the San Francisco Symphony. I love that Mad Season album. That's a fantastic record. That's
they did that. They redid that with Chris Cornell right before 6 months before he died at the Symphony. I've got that record. It's like a $200 record.
And 2 years ago, there was that album Painted Something with members with Mason Jennings and what's the guitar player or the guy?
I think it's Stone Gossard, right?
Yes, yeah, that's a good record. Side project. I love that.
That guy who died, he was the lead singer of the band Brad. And
Brad's
Satchel.
Awesome. That one song is fucking great that Brad
and
has.
Satchel,
I like
that
Eddie.
song on Beautiful Girl soundtrack.
I like all of Eddie Vedder's contributions on Dead Men Walking. I love that soundtrack. That Indian stuff he did, that mid Africa, Western Africa, I guess.
He just had another soundtrack he did that came out recently. I've got 3 copies of it accidentally because my wife ordered it everywhere. I can't remember what it's called though. But he's also got his own solo record called Earthling that just came out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a CD of 10, and I have the Pearl Jam live album because it's at my favorite record store. They recorded it there, or they recorded
Easy Street.
The Easy Street. I go to that store all the time, and that's I did it. I don't play it very often, but it's kind of one of my favorite local record stores. So,
and they have a good omelet.
They have a great like a diner in the record store. And 2 of the guys from Pearl Jam live in West Seattle, so they're there all the time.
Yeah.
Did you guys see I was watching Mike
Mm-hmm.
Esposito, and he showed that Starfish, the Church's record, was coming out all analog.
Yeah,
That's
that's Intervention record.
Oh, cool.
I re-listened to it and I was like, I only like 2 songs on this whole record.
It's
So,
is that one song under the main.
But then what it reminded me of is when MTV Unplugged was just starting. Like I think it was like its first or second episode, and it was hosted by the Jules guy. They had them and Sinead O'Connor, and the Sinead O'Connor part was incredible. She did that Black Boys on Moped song like a cappella. It was gorgeous. And then they did, but they came back at the end, and Jules and some of the guys from church did the Beatles Rain song. Do you remember that?
No.
So
What year was this? What year about?
Like 91 when it first 90 or whenever when it first.
Wow.
Right, it was like the second episode.
I mean, the very first was Paul McCartney. I think it's like number 0 was Paul McCartney.
It was a great episode. And it was a great version of the Rain song. And I tried to look it up. You can find you can find on YouTube the Milky Way song, but not that Beatles cover that they did at the end, which was really cool.
Wow.
But they do on Paramount Plus. They have a bunch of it. They have like 5 episodes, and one is the Pearl Jam. They have the Pearl Jam and the Nirvana on Paramount Plus if you want to see it.
Hey, Breakfast wasn't that Seattle Easy Street on Mercer. It was on Mercer before my time. But didn't they move into the old Tower store? Wasn't that a Tower store before that?
What's up, Mike? Notes and Tones, Mike. First time on the stream. Welcome, buddy.
Yeah, glad to be here. Yeah, Felipe, that's how I got my name for the channel, from that book, from the Art Taylor book.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
Where do you live?
New York City.
Oh,
Where?
wow.
Where?
In the Bronx. I can see the stadium from my
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
My parents are from the Bronx. My parents were from the Bronx.
Where in the Bronx?
Like Anderson, where all the Jews were back in, in the
They were all here back in the day.
back in the day. That was all Jews,
Yeah, my apartment still has the little thing on the outside.
The
mezuzah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
What are you drinking, Mike?
Anthill Farms. It's a Syrah.
Nice.
From Sonoma Coast.
I'm very jealous because my bottle of wine has already.
There's my little thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
One second, Felipe. I picked up a couple records yesterday. I wanted to get your opinion on them.
Sure.
It was part of that collection I got. So this is this David Byrne comp that he did. Do you know this?
I think I saw on the record store day last year, right?
That's a great record.
This is an OG. This is from 82, 89.
That was
89.
That was huge in the CD era, that album.
Yeah.
And then, do you know this?
No, I don't. Fait comme l'oiseau.
Here's everyone that's on there.
Are you going to sell that for $400, Rob?
This is $500.
Those guys are I mean, top-notch musicians and singers in that record.
So, what are you excited about lately, Mike?
I just wanted to show like some records for Nicole. She said something about labels other than Blue Note and Prestige.
Let's do it.
All right. This is one is on the Soul Note from the 1986.
That's isn't Soul Note an Italian label?
Yep.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
Yeah, Anthony Braxton, 6 Monk compositions, and this was sort of released before a lot of people started doing Monk compositions again. It was usually just Braxton and Steve Lacy.
Steve Lacy, I just got into him because of Stunty. That sounds badass.
Yeah, and here's a Steve Lacy that's on Novus.
Yes.
Yeah, and what's good about this, what's unique about this is that he has Sam Woodyard, who was a drummer with Duke Ellington on it.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So that's a good one. And here's one got Marion Brown, Passion Flower.
Yeah,
these are all.
No, this is a Japanese reissue, but he's doing all It's dedicated to Johnny Hodges, and he's
Nice.
basically doing Ellington Strayhorn tunes.
Very cool.
And this one is it's on a label based in Texas called Astral Spirits.
Nice.
And this is a trio. It's called Artifacts, and it's Temeka Reed, Nicole Mitchell, who plays flute, Mike Reed, who's a drummer. Temeka Reed plays cello, and she just received the MacArthur Genius Award about last week. So, and this is a really good. This is one of my favorite releases of the year. And just quickly, I wanted to show a Joe Henderson from the 80s. I don't know if anyone has ever seen this one.
No, that sounds cool.
It's on Red Records, another Italian label.
Nice.
And it shows up from time to time. He did 3 records with them, but this is the only one that was issued on vinyl. And these are the tunes that are on it.
Wow.
And Charlie Hayden shows up everywhere.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's badass.
But this is a good contrast to the Live at the Vanguard, which is Al Foster also plays drums, but Ron Carter is on bass.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those are some Blue Note and Prestige that are in my collection.
That's awesome, man. Those are cool records.
Yeah, thanks.
I want to get into Marion Brown. I want to get into some of his stuff.
Yeah, I like him. Actually, his son is on Instagram.
Yeah.
And there was an article that was published in this magazine that comes out quarterly called The Bitter Southerner about Marion Brown, because he's from Georgia originally. And I sent it to his son, and we had some correspondence for a while.
That's cool.
Didn't he's one of the musicians that just went to Europe, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like everyone around that.
He has one. I think he did a bunch for Impulse. He has one with Archie Shepp.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a really
I don't
good
have
one.
any
He was very free jazz stuff, right?
Yeah,
Mostly
yeah.
free jazz.
And
oh, the ones I want to get is the ones he did. He did a couple albums with Mal Waldron that I want to get.
those are really good. Those are really good. And on that Anthony Braxton that I showed, Mal Waldron plays on that.
Yeah, he was trying to get me because Mal Waldron, was one guy. I went to Europe and he was one of the big early free jazz guys, and I have like 3 of his piano albums, and it's interesting to listen to him do kind of free jazz on the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Mal Waldron, if you listen to his stuff from the 50s,
yeah,
and then his later stuff, there's a change, and he had like a nervous breakdown.
Oh yeah.
And his whole style of playing is very, it's different.
I was very surprised. I listened to an interview with him, and he has the quintessential nebbishy New York accent.
Yeah.
Like he goes, well, yeah, me and Billie Holiday, we used to go around and and it was like, wow, that's Mal Waldron talking.
Yeah.
But the one album I do want to get, I think it's Pure Pleasure, has a double album with him and Archie Shepp, and I think it was shortly before he passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good.
Was it him or Bud Powell that got locked up in like the sanitarium, like the insane asylum?
That was Powell.
It was Powell, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because that whole that thing with Powell, I don't know if it was actually the same incident, but Monk lost his cabaret card because he wouldn't rat Powell out.
Right.
When the cops, busted them.
I need all the Bud Powell Blue Note records. The one they really reissued on the classic series, I just listened to it like 10 times. He's
anything he does. I've picked up several things he's done, like this Columbia reissue. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
Powell stuff.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't know about Bud Powell, but and then Monk went kind of nutty too, and
Monk. I think Monk was what's his, you know, he was
Alzheimer's. Did he have
undiagnosed for a
Alzheimer's?
while.
What?
Yeah. He went undiagnosed. Yeah. And
You know,
oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's the time difference that messes up. But did anyone watch there? I forget the channel my friend told me about. There was this the Monk documentary, right?
Yes.
But it was based on these TV special that this journalist shot of him doing a tour of the U.S. and then they went over to Europe.
Yes,
and I forget the channel. My friend gave me his link to watch it, where they show both unedited parts. But it kind of, knowing how he ended up, maybe having Alzheimer's or something, he kind of seemed kind of nutty all through this documentary, you know?
Yeah, is that the one where he's like laying in bed and they're like,
yeah, but he's also doing this. He was famous for doing this kind of stutter step thing.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that dude's nutty, right?
Yeah. That was the interesting part about his later in life. He was totally messed up, but he could still play music.
Yeah. And, you know, Monk's wife, Nellie, and what's her name? The Baroness. Yeah. She looked after him. And she would take care of Monk and give his wife a break. And Monk would stay at her house in New Jersey. She was like, his patron.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm pretty sure he was undiagnosed autistic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really cool story with this. I mean, Parker died in her flat in New York City, right?
Yeah.
I mean, such an interesting, like an actual royalty person from Britain, you know, not Britain, but from Europe, is like this caretaker of all these jazz guys in the 40s and 50s. Just such a really interesting story.
Yeah, she had a house in New Jersey, and after she died, Barry Harris, the pianist Barry Harris, stayed there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because you could look over from that apartment into the city.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Mike, speaking of Monk, do you know what's going on with T.S. Monk these days?
Well, he's released a new recording, a recent recording, a live recording.
Yeah.
I streamed it, and it's pretty good. Besides, I don't really know what's going on with the family. It has to be something, because that the Monk Institute, they took the way to use that name, and now it's the Herbie Hancock Institute.
Oh wow!
And they're pretty protective about the use of his image and likeness. But yeah, his son is playing jazz again.
That's great. Yeah, he's been kind of on and off. I haven't heard of him for some time.
Yeah.
If you were a Washington Redskins fan in the 80s into the 90s, Art Monk was their great wide receiver.
Yeah.
And they always would talk. I think they were cousins.
Yeah, Syracuse University.
Yeah, Syracuse. Yeah, he went to Syracuse.
Yeah, Chris, I asked you about Joe Lovano because I'm gonna go see him tomorrow night.
Oh man, I really regret not going. I had some family stuff last week and I had to deal with. Yeah, that's really cool. That looks like a really cool show.
Yeah, and they're doing Monk comp. It's a Monk like performance. He's been playing since Thursday at this club called Smoke up here.
Oh wow! So what we had down here was like a full like symphony orchestra thing where he was doing a bunch of Ellington tunes and stuff. But that sounds really badass.
Yeah.
So anybody that doesn't know, Joe Lovano, the classic series that just came out, I don't know, a month ago or whatever, was his record from the 90s, I think, or the 2000s. I don't know. Really good record. Those double LP. It's like $30.
Who's on it? Hank Jones and who's the other guy? The old school dude.
Paul Motion on drums.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, Paul Motion is great on that. Paul Motion he's one of my favorite drummers.
Oh, he was amazing with Bill Evans.
And it's stuff that he did like late in his career.
It's pretty cool.
A lot of stuff on ECM for a while.
Yeah.
In the 70s mostly, I guess.
He played with Keith Jarrett in the 70s. There was Keith Jarrett
and Paul Bly
and quartet. Keith
Yeah.
Jarrett,
Oh, right.
Charlie Hayden, and
Jack
Julie
DeJohnette, was DeJohnette on?
No,
Maybe? No.
no, it was Paul Motion, Charlie Hayden, and Dewey Redman.
Oh, right.
And Jarrett tells some really good stories about that group, about how dysfunctional they all were, and how he had to keep that group together.
Okay.
You know, they were all, you know, substance.
Yeah, Carlos.
I gotta go, guys.
Oh, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
Next
thank
time.
you.
Thanks, man.
Your shirt's on the way.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Wow.
Oh, and just one more thing I want to show. Does anybody like Stan Getz?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I tolerate Stan Getz
Oh, no.
because I hate the Verve stuff. I don't like any of that.
Oh,
Verve.
I
Really
love that
good
stuff.
Stan Getz is late Stan Getz, like from the 80s on.
Really?
When he was on Columbia, Records.
After Columbia, here's one.
Yeah.
From a label called Black Hawk,
Yeah,
and
I like Off Records.
it's with Kenny Barron, George Mraz, and Victor Lewis. And that's really good. And here's another one.
I don't know this one.
This is one. This was on Elektra.
Yeah, I have that. That
Yeah.
is a good album. I have that.
Great album. And I've got another one coming in the mail, and this is probably one of his best, like, later recordings. This is the CD, but I ordered from France. It was like $20.
Nice.
The album.
I haven't
And-
seen that.
Yeah, and this is also with Kenny Barron, and it's really good.
Now, what kind of stuff is he doing on these later things?
It's all straight ahead. He's doing standards. Like I Can't Get Started, Stella by Starlight, things like that. He does a really good version of Billy Strayhorn's Blood Count, which is like probably one of the top renditions of that song ever. It's probably Getz, Duke Ellington's version after Strayhorn died, Getz, and Art Farmer.
Wow.
Those are the top versions. And Charles Lloyd on his new
Man.
does a version of it. And those are the best ever. But
I got a new Charles Lloyd record I haven't listened to yet. I want to see if y'all heard of it. Go ahead, Mazzy. What were you going to say?
No, I'm nothing.
Oh, okay. I don't know where the hell it's at.
What's the wine you're drinking?
it's a Syrah from the Sonoma Coast. It's called Anthill Farms.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, it's these three guys that used to work for other wineries, and as their part-time job, they did this for themselves.
Were you in the restaurant business?
No. I for a while I studied wine.
Right.
Have y'all seen this? Have y'all seen this record? Let me show you.
Yeah,
Charles Lloyd Quartet, Dreamweaver.
yeah.
At Columbia? No.
Dreamweaver.
Oh, Atlantic.
Yeah, that's sort of like a theme song.
No,
Is that
Jeff,
is that Joel Dorn and Reefer Madness? Who produced that stuff?
I have no idea. I haven't even heard it yet. I just want to know if y'all
Well,
know.
you could look at the back. That's what they have liner notes for.
hey, oh man.
That was my waxed impression.
Hey, Jeffrey, I have Getz Gilberto. That is good. But when I don't like the elevatorness of a lot of the Verve stuff. I don't like.
What's that stuff he did? Was it on Rooster or something? Or
Rooster.
Sorry, Roost. Right. That stuff. I like that stuff.
Look,
Wait,
I don't
this-
like
this
Jimmy
sounds
Smith
badass.
Verve. I don't like Wes Montgomery
What,
Verve.
Chris?
I don't like any of that shit.
This sounds pretty badass. It's got Charles Lloyd on it, Keith Jarrett, Cecil McBee on bass, and Jack DeJohnette on drums.
Who produced and engineered that?
It doesn't say, man.
Bullshit.
Supervised George Vakian and Arif Martin. I don't know.
Arif Martin. Okay.
Arif Martin. There you go.
He was the head of the label.
The one Charles Lloyd everyone should have is the desert. What is it? The desert flower. The live.
No, Forest Flower.
First flower, whatever it is.
The live record. That record's badass.
Yeah, and then all of his stuff, like with Chico Hamilton, and
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's still putting out shit. He's got all those trios records that are coming out right now on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I know.
So does anybody have that Tone Poet, the Tone Poet Charles Wood record? Is it any good?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I have the Getz Bill Evans stuff. It's good.
I have the one. Well, he did too. Oh, is that the one? What's the one he did before that with like Lucinda Williams is on it?
Yeah, that's a great one. I have that one.
Yeah.
I actually saw them perform at what was it? I seen
Joe Harley produced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a good performance with Lucinda Williams.
I bet it was, man. That album's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Getz, the Party Typical is one where he did all the Burt Bacharach songs. That is horrible. It's a horrible record.
You know, you're always complaining, Wax, about something.
Well, I have about a 20-minute rant about you, Mazzy.
But can you do it in 3 minutes?
Yeah, can we hear it in 3 minutes?
Just don't call me dude. Just don't call me dude at the end. I don't want to be called dude. That's the worst insult to me. Is
okay. I'll do it. I'll rant to you in 3 words. Mazzy.
You can say fuck you or whatever, but not dude.
Dude. I don't know, man. I never told my opinion about that. So that whole thing when he said that, and then just the way he was like going after Rob without knowing anything about him.
Even he snipped at Patrick.
Bullshit to me.
He snipped at Patrick for asking about Leonard Skinner record.
I know that guy's fucking kind of crazy. I mean, I love his.
Well, I think right now I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's a great step. I think there's a lot of pressure right now for all this Steely Dan, the Evans box. You know, I mean, he's doing a lot of shit running a business like that, and they're putting out some amazing stuff. The Prestige.
No, I love the products. I've spent so much fucking money on their website in the last 3 years. It's kind of depressing. But you know, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I just think he could have handled it better. He could have come in and said, "Look, I got especially since he runs a business. Look, I can check with my people. I can see what the return rate is, and if there's a problem, But
Mike, he knows that. There, read between the lines. He came in cocked and ready to go.
Well, you noticed. There was one
all
thing.
I'm saying, all I'll say, is someone who has issues with my box, and I can't be the only one.
Right.
So if you're going to add 2 and 2 together. It's very easy.
I still don't even though I was actually surprised they said they only do like 50 or 100 extras. You know, usually I thought it'd be 5 or 10%, but that's a big box, so I get it. But the one thing is, in that video, when Rachel is talking to him, and then was it the In-Groove? Mike at the In-Groove was saying, turn off YouTube. I think he could hear us. He wasn't on mute. I think he was reading the comments to see where everything was at. I don't know. I mean, that might be me. Imagining something, but
one of my, how did he know about Rachel, that Rachel was doing the stream?
Oh, because in their thing, people were posting in the comments, there's the after party, the decompression was there, and I think Michael probably told him too.
See, that's what I think. And I thought that was sort of
Michael, okay.
I thought that was very devious of him.
Pardon me?
I thought it was very devious of Michael.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's nice for him to pop in, but I don't think he'll ever do it again.
Yeah,
that part was cool, but then he just cussed everybody out and acted like a jackass, which was.
I read it.
I on that video before, everyone was amped up, so they were ready to, to like.
That's fair.
Hey, look, as someone who's known for my faux, argumentativeness, I thought I handled him very well. That's
for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No,
I just think also it doesn't help when people in the vinyl community are narcs to Chad and telling him, "Hey,
exactly.
Who would that be? Who do you think it could be? Where do we
know? Somebody.
Hey, I believe my apartment's booked.
I did mail a little card and a T-shirt to Chad yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did it say what about the fucking box on the T-shirt?
No, I did. I didn't even say anything about that. I said, it just was a small little note card, and I said something about things got amped up. It's too bad this is the first time we conversed.
Right.
You know, I didn't apologize, but it got heated up, and you know, and I mean, I didn't grovel. I wasn't apologizing. I'm not even offended personally. I mean, I say shit, and you know, and I know I do my shtick over and over. I beat a dead horse with the box stuff, but still, when you first meet someone, like, let them finish, right? That's all.
Imagine you're a better man than I am.
No, you know, I really don't hold grudges about stuff. That stuff like rolls off me. It does. You know,
Mike, you'll change your mind after my 20-minute rant.
Tim, I'm certainly not. I'm not classy like that. I know how hard it is to being self-employed and run a business. And in his case, to have like 200-300 employees, and what he goes through with the negotiations of the fucking record business, there's a shitload of money and pressure. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because
that's fair.
No one else does what he does, really. So, you know,
that is fun.
Like
that is fun.
There's people that I've always admired. In San Francisco growing up, you've heard of Bill Graham, who did all Winterland and the Fillmore. He was a motherfucker. And he the Fillmore East and all that stuff. And he got the best shows and the best artists, but he could be a motherfucker cocksucker. But he did it right. And I admire that. I mean, you got to have balls to do that kind of shit. So I get that. I give him a pass. If he was always like that to people, I would have a problem. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that as well. I mean, you put it very well. However, I think, you know, it just used to everybody say you're wonderful, or God, or this and that, and you know, just because there are issues, you're gonna get defensive against your customers. Well, I mean, I spent over 5 figures on his website already. And telling me to destroy records because they're assuming I'm a flipper, that's ridiculous.
You know, I actually got more upset later with people saying I was groveling to him by showing that Nat Cole record.
Right.
But I love that Nat Cole record, that, you know, 3 LP set. And I just wanted to, like, sort of prove it that, hey, I like your shit. I'm not, you know, so I don't like the boxes. I didn't tell you not to do the boxes. I would never tell anyone don't do it. I think it's a waste of money to do a box set. But he was saying, oh, collectors like to see them in a row, but, you know, okay, all the power to you, you know. But that kind of bugged me more.
Ask something. Answer question. John Marino, Smalls Jazz Club is a really great place to go see jazz. In New York. Huh? Yeah. They have if you go to
is the Vanguard still open? The Village Vanguard?
Vanguard is still open. You know, Vanguard you have to make reservations for. It's just you know, it's just.
I've seen so many shows there over the years. I used to love them. Yeah.
It's a great, still a great club. The Smalls is not that far from the Vanguard. And if you can't get in the Smalls, you can walk a block away. They have another club called Mesros. And it's a small place. It's great. You know, not expensive at all. Like the Vanguard is like $50 and you got to pay drinks.
Well, those are more, a premier or name acts, right?
But, you know, now even you have the name acts playing at Smalls because, you know, they're just playing for a night or something, you know. So
I think I remember like in the late 80s, I guess, late 88, 89, I saw Tony Williams there like 3 nights in a row because my photographer was photographing all his Blue Note records there. So we all got in. My buddy lived there. So the 3 of us went. Tony came by. We hung out with him after, you know, between sets. It was great.
Yeah, that's the best thing
what
about.
A great man.
Yeah, that's the best thing about, you know, jazz and seeing these guys in these clubs. You can actually interact with them, and they will have like conversations with you. Like it's like the mid '90s. I met the drummer Al Foster of the club on the Lower East Side when he was playing with Joe Lovano.
Wow.
And I was talking to him, and I said, you know, I have this recording that you did with this vocalist. Her name was Lorez Alexandria. It was on Columbia, the Japanese division of Columbia. And Al Foster said, yeah, I remember that session, but I've never heard the music from that. He said, usually they give us a tape. They never gave me anything. Wow. And he asked me to record it for him. So I met him the next week, and I gave him a copy. We hung out.
Wow.
he took me to his apartment. He told stories about playing with Miles Davis, and it was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we look at back now. It was so accessible. I mean, when I was going to the Keystone Corner in San Francisco, I mean, I could have talked to these people, but I was 23, 24 years old, and I wouldn't have gone up to, even though I probably could have, Dexter Gordon and Al and Blake Blakely, Blakey, Art Blakey, and McCoy Tyner, and even Stan Getz, and any of those people. And they would have talked to you. The place was tiny. The place was like maybe 3 times the size of this room here,
Yeah.
I mean, room you got there, man.
Village Vanguard's not a big club either.
No, it's a basement.
Right.
And I'm trying. Who have I seen it? I've seen Max Roach at the Vanguard. And it was much easier than it is now. Like, you could sometimes just walk and go down.
Yeah.
Everything.
But isn't it amazing? And it's actually pretty great. There are all these like rock and roll people. All these people all of a sudden, and I don't mean this as a dig. People have really grabbed on to jazz and these reissues, and like these guys my age who never got into jazz or into rock and roll, and all of a sudden Tone Poets, and I mean not just those labels, but I think it's amazing. I love it.
No, it's great.
It's too bad those guys weren't alive to appreciate it.
Yeah. I've only been into jazz for 2 years. Like 2020, I bought my first jazz record in 2020.
And look at you. You're a white guy with a branded jaz channel now on YouTube.
Fucking love it, man.
Yeah, great.
And you're bums. You're bums.
We're bums. We live in a train. It's all an illusion.
Elliot, it's not about being guilty. I think it's a great thing. I don't think we have to get possessed. The worst thing is, how like people were growing up, were in some indie band or like some artist that no one knew about. And once they get famous, you kind of hate that they're so famous.
Yeah.
Bullshit. REM. Wow. No one knows REM. They're a college Athens band. And now the world, the biggest Warner Brothers, like $80 million they get, and people are pissed at them.
Yeah, I loved REM in the late 80s, early 90s.
Exactly. But I like REM, but I mean, just that example with any genre, pick a genre, We got through 3 hours here, and you haven't talked about the big release of the day.
What's the big release?
Taylor Swift.
Now, Mazzy, now the 20-minute rant starts.
No. I want to talk about this because T Swift, she's amazing, but like she's bringing a whole new generation into vinyl.
Which is exact. I think it's a great thing.
Great. Yes. I went to a record store day, maybe the last one or the one before, and there was like a 7-inch or something that she had put out. And there were so many young, like teenagers and 20-somethings that were there just for that record.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was fucking cool because then they bought some other shit too, And, jazz, like, I'm into it, but I'm 46 years old, right? Like, I'm not young. I want other people that are young.
You're young. You're really young. Chris, you're really young.
I appreciate that, Mazzy. I get it.
I'm 68. You're really fucking young.
I get it. And I appreciate that. But, it's like when I went to my doctor when I turned 40, and he's like, you're still young, man. You need to lose a little weight and all this stuff. And he's like, you're about half dead. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, that's fucked up to hear. He's like, it's okay, man. I'm like 3/4 dead. He was like, almost 70. He retired. And anyway, yeah.
Hey, Christopher, I don't know anything about Michael's new OG thing. I just heard about it here for the first time. I haven't watched the video yet, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I can explain it.
Yeah.
What you do is you give them a penny, and you get about 7 records you want for free.
Oh, is it like the Columbia House? Is it
and
like
then
Columbia
each
House?
month, they send you a record you don't want, and then you can return it or keep it.
No, I don't really understand what it is, actually. I don't know.
Okay, so what it is, he's developing this network of dealers to source OG records so people can buy them, and you pay them $5 a month or something.
Isn't that called Discogs?
Yeah, but no, it's better because you don't have to go to Discogs. You can pay a dealer to upcharge you. They go to Discogs for you, and then
So he's basically like Tom Port.
I don't know.
I have to watch the video. I can't say. Yeah.
His whole journey is amazing to me, though, from being like the reissue king, and then MoFi happened, which I told. It's so amazing how much that hurt him. I mean, it's not amazing; it's fucked up, but you know that revelation really affected him, and now he's going the OG route, which is interesting.
Are you serious? It's $400 a month.
That's what I thought when he said
$4.99.
Is that a joke? Is that a joke?
No, I thought I was driving my car and almost ran off the road because he said $4.99, but he didn't. I thought, well,
$4.99 a month.
Maybe it is $500 a month.
Well, that's cheaper. Know. That's cheaper than Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, I signed up. I'm hoping to get. There's a German record that I went the Mambo King soundtrack, and that was only pressed in Germany.
So I have to watch the video. It's not fair to read like comments. For $4.99, would you get access to it? Is that it?
Well, I upgraded my membership from the,
no, for this Michael thing, $4.99.
For $4.99 a month, you get bad stars and horrible movies that are hard to watch. You turn them off after 10 minutes.
Do you get a decoder ring? No,
yes.
Seriously, I want to know.
And when you decode it, it says.
Okay, wait a second. Wait, stop. We're getting conflicting things. Someone says it's $400 to be a member, and someone said it's $4.99.
That's a big difference.
Which is it?
$4.99. $4.99.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
And what do you get? Access?
You get emoji. You get a special emoji to use in his chat.
You get an NFT.
I feel like I'm one of those guys in a straitjacket. I'm not retarded and I'm not crazy. What do you get? Tell me about it. I'll watch the video.
Here's what happens. You get to have a 5-minute conversation with Michael 45, and he tells you what's wrong with you.
No. Okay, wait. It's for this. Okay. Tell me what the service is. I mean, does someone go looking for records for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
You go into a special chat with either David, the British guy, or his German guy, which I don't know the name of that person, and you tell him what he wants, and the idea is he's going to gather up a bunch of them and then ship them out to the U.S. And then I guess there'll be someone here in the U.S. that will redistribute it. So that
basically, he's like the Mexican cartel smuggling drugs across the border and distributing them to every major urban city in America. I guess.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not anything like that. If you're listening
now, okay.
Does anyone realize that you just described the plot to Halloween 2?
Someone's going to tell Michael's probably watching this, but if not, someone's going to tell him that I dissed this whole
Michael's
thing.
Asleep on his
I'm being kind of jokey, but I don't understand. I have to watch him. It's not me. It's not fair for me to judge until I watch his video. I will. I just didn't see it yet.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing to put your mind at ease. My $2 membership to his was prorated, so I only had to pay $3.49 for the rest of this.
Oh, so you joined it. You joined it.
Yes, that's what I've been telling you this whole time.
But I didn't get what it was. No, but it only was announced today.
Yeah, you go to the little membership section of his website, and then there's an upgrade button, and you upgrade, and then you're now in the and you get a little form letter from him.
So people are members now of these things.
Well, I've been a member since.
Hey,
I'm missing the boat on this shit.
Hey, Baggy, did you feel it was unusual that they sent you a starter kit where you had to fill your specimen up and send it into them?
It's Germany. It's either Florida or Germany.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a membership and just do daily. It's the music
you
stupid.
Should get a join button on there
for the membership. Otherwise, everyone gets only one a week.
Well,
this sounds too much like Trump University.
Everyone's telling Rachel to get a Patreon, but you can just throw the join button on there, and it's the same thing.
Oh,
you get you pay a monthly $2 to every month.
He also talked about doing auctions there, though. He said he's going to purge his collection.
Baggy, did they have you buy gift cards and give them the codes?
Shit.
The reason I joined that is because I thought it was funny that everyone was so mad when he added that join button that I joined it out of spite.
Okay, so Baggy, where do you live?
In San Diego.
Are there not record stores in San Diego?
Yeah, there are. There's many.
I mean, do you feel okay? Here's a question, and it's an honest question, not to diss anyone. Do you feel that you're going to have access to records that you can't normally get?
Oh yeah, but I don't know how long I do. I think the whole thing is just so absurd and funny that I'm enjoying it just for the fun of it.
So it's not like when I bought my Volkswagen, I got like 1 year free of what's that satellite radio?
Sirius.
Okay, Siri. And then literally once I
Siri?
ended it, once I didn't want to subscribe, I would get 3 phone calls and 3 emails a day from Sirius.
Well, wait.
Well, if
So
I
wait.
cancel, do you think so?
Oh,
get all
God,
these
dude.
emails
Weird
from
thing
Michael.
is that Baggy took the undercoating, and it was.
I have a special. When you look in the live chat, I have a special icon that makes me better than everyone else in that chat.
My head's
Michael
going to
loves me
explode
more
here.
than
Is
anyone
it just
else.
me? Is everyone crazy or is this just me?
Everyone is crazy, obviously.
I mean, it's about the music, stupid.
Even though Felipe's back, can I tell my Grotto story real quick? Because remember when I first talked to you guys and I broke my Grotto cartridge showing you my mono cartridge? Do you remember, Felipe?
I missed that one, I think.
I was pulling it off the turntable to show him. When I put it back on, it would only play out of one. I know it's mono, but it would only play out of one speaker. And I said, "Oh no,
But
I
it's
broke
mono.
my." I know. I
pulled
broke
a wire.
Grotto.
No, you didn't
So
pull a wire.
I thought, well, I've had this thing for years. There's no warranty on it anymore. But I called the Grotto, and this nice lady answered, and she said, "Send us the cartridge. Write a note with your name, all your contact information, and write down what's wrong with it." So I sent them in a box. They got it on like the Wednesday. I waited a week, and I was going to call them, and then I got a call, and it said Grotto on the caller ID on my cell phone, and the guy said, "Hey, this is John Grotto. Look, we couldn't replicate your issue with your cartridge. It was perfectly fine. We can't see anything wrong with it." He said, but I'm going to send it back to you, and I'm also going to send you another one that's brand new in the box with it. And I got it back, and it was, I don't know what was going on with it. I don't know if I got a loose wire in it or what, but it works just fine. So should I send this back to them at this point?
Yeah, I would ask them. I mean, that's a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, that was, and while I had him on the phone, I said, "Hey."
Oh, yeah, but because you signed your life away with Satan, now you
I
have
can send
to.
this to Michael?
Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
Elliot. Okay, I want to read. Can you read Elliot's here? Okay, the plan takes all the fun out of record collecting. The hunt is half the enjoyment. Elliot, I got you to buy a friggin' Mazzy T-shirt with my face on it.
That's fair.
I'm just kidding.
By
the way, it went out today or yesterday, Elliot. So it's on the way.
I still go to my local record shops and see what they have and go through their crates. I do that in addition to getting these records.
I'm sorry. This is making me want to do It's a Music Stupid daily like subscription. Separate. Everyone gets everything free.
Hey,
Mazzy, you
I
have-
I'm a Jewish
antithesis
money
of
grubber. We're the
Come
money
on.
grubbers. Are
Mazzy, let's start a business called Mazzy's Picks.
Yeah.
And every month you send them out. You send out your
You
album.
and I can do it, and we can grow payas and wear like flat hats.
Yeah, and there'll be diamonds and
long black coats. Oi.
But we won't
Hey,
do
Rob.
anything on the Sabbath. No working. Nothing.
Right,
You don't walk to temple on the Sabbath.
What's the big was it B&, what's the big photo electronic store in New York? The
B&M, B&H,
B&M, B&H,
Yeah.
B&H.
Have y'all seen? There was a documentary about the Hasidic Jews in New York City. Did y'all see that documentary? It was pretty.
No, but I've been there many times.
There was a movie at Sundance that was done in all Yiddish.
Yeah, I mean, this was about people trying to escape the community, like women.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
It's
Yeah,
fucked
I
up
know.
because they have like the judges on their side and shit. Like the men just go in there and with these lawyers and say all this shit, and then the women just get screwed. It was pretty fucked up.
So okay, I'm gonna watch as soon as tonight before I go to bed. I'm gonna watch his video because I'm interested. He's a smart man and he comes up with kind of cool business side of things.
Mazzy,
It's not my thing. I think there's too much of that and less music about. But that's
The problem with the service is you're going to get like a lump of good records, and then each month you're just going to get like Barry Manilow's greatest hits.
This is an honest question. Here's an honest question, and this is not a diss to anyone because he'd made an idea he's going to try something. Is this something that's actually needed? But maybe people don't have access. Like I'm fortunate, I live in Seattle. I get a lot of records. Is this something that people are looking for?
Well, the idea of it is you can ask, you're asking for this guy to find you a first pressing of, you know, Led Zeppelin 2 with this exact matrix on it, you know, a UK pressing of that exact record. You're asking him to find that for you, like specifically.
Yeah,
What
but
are you asking for? Then?
Can't I just ask Patrick that? Patrick, the vinyl archivist?
No, but Patrick only goes to stores and people send shit to him.
Right.
So Baggy, what album are you going to ask them to get for you?
The Mambo King soundtrack, which isn't
That's hard to
thing
find.
get.
That's hard to
No.
find.
Well, you can't get it here. I would have to order it from Discogs, but I want to get
And
it
why?
all.
And why can't you just order from Discogs? Fair question.
Well, I could, but I want to get everything in one shipment, so I'm not paying, you know, $1 million. You have all this stuff shipped individually. So I want to get my Cult records, my London Decas, and my Mambo King soundtrack all in one shipment.
So do they like hold things for a few weeks or once a month and they ship it
I
to
don't know. If that's not the case, then I might not do it. If it's not going to save me on shipping, then I won't do it. But for now, I'm just interested.
It sounds pretty complicated to me.
Maybe
Am I wrong?
I think what it is if you have the spin, Matthew, that you can just basically say whatever you want, and these people will find it for you and send it.
Mazzy, put up a join button on your you're throwing money away. I don't know if you've ever. I used to be on Twitch all the time before I came to YouTube more, and the whole idea of Twitch is you watch people play video games and vape, and people give them $5 a month to do this. And
you know,
and they get special emoticons in the chat.
I'm a
$2 join button.
I sell for a living. I'm an agent, so I sell for a living. I'm a promoter. But I have a little bit of a insecurity of actually selling. It sounds weird. So much is that on my videos, and I said this on a lot of my videos. You know, I do monetize my channel. But when I upload a video, I click the button so there are no commercials in the middle of the video, which means it doesn't break the continuity, but also I make less money because I'm doing that. In a way, I'm kind of being maybe passive aggressive to challenge other people I know. I don't want to sit and, you know, of course you can skip an ad, but when you're having a conversation on a half-hour video and every 6 minutes there's a commercial.
Yeah, it's...
So
I had to get.
I'm trying to do less, but to still make some money. I have Social Security. I still work, and this pays for my records I buy and stuff. And so I'm not saying I will never do it, but I have a little bit of a phobia of putting a join button there.
Yeah, I don't know. You should do it, Mazzy. We got monetized like last week. That was fun.
The people that
like $3
hate it won't do it, and the people that like it will get it. You take that little take the picture of you on your T-shirt, and you make that a little round icon, and everyone, if you ever do a live chat, that's the icon people have next to their name in the live chat.
Well, my dono button's there. I did a live stream last night, and I got one $4 dono.
But this is guaranteed because people forget they subscribe to it, and they forget it, and you know you get $2 every month from these guys.
I mean, we like donos.
I hate asking people for money.
They owe it to you, Mazzy, for all the.
They don't owe it to me. You're very nice saying this. I appreciate. I do the work, and I understand that. That's why when people,
I know it's all absurd and stupid, but this is the world we live in.
It bothers me more when people say, "Oh, you're monetizing." Well, YouTube's going to monetize on us anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
That's different. But,
does anybody have premium access on YouTube where you don't ever see any ads?
Yeah, I've had it. Well, the reason I originally got it is because I would put on something like someone doing a lecture on, you know, trumpets or something, and I would go to sleep to it, but the iPad would not let me turn the iPad screen off and just listen to the audio only unless I had YouTube Premium.
Right.
So that's what then I stopped doing it for a while, but then the ads drove me so crazy that I said, I'll pay the $15 a month. I watch this more than any Netflix. You know, I watch hours and hours of this on all the different subjects.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I watch my cycling videos and all that.
Mark, you can tell Mark's a therapist, right? Isn't Mark a therapist?
That's what they do in Japan. They have vending machines with the dirty underwear in it.
Oh man.
He's hip. He knows.
That reminds me of the artist Snakefinger for some reason. I don't know why. Oh fuck, Friday night. I love Friday nights, don't you?
It's on the Jazz Boom's awesome, man. Come on.
Hey, Chris, when next maybe when I get these records in, I bought like 22 records. There's a man that I guess passed away in South Florida, and his wife was good friends with Oscar Peterson.
Oh wow.
And they had a lot of signed. They had a Maynard Ferguson signed record, and they had a Dizzy Gillespie signed record and stuff. But anyway, this guy was an audiophile. He would on his outer sleeves, every time he played the record, he would take a Sharpie and make a little hash mark.
Oh wow.
So I'll know exactly how many times each record that I bought got played because he made a little mark on the.
Why did you have to tell me that? Now I think I'm gonna have to do that.
Maybe I should do. I should buy. You can buy bottles of wine and have your own label. I can do a Mazzy, a Cabernet, and a red and a white, and put my own label on it. Except everyone drinks fucking beer here. I like
that
wine.
Didn't you watch that documentary?
I'm wine and gin and what?
There was that documentary about the guy who faked the wines. Like faked all the wines.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Check this out. I got this week. I haven't listened to it yet. It's Oscar.
Oh, I have that.
Peterson.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's
yeah. It's a live 3-disc live concert or 2-disc or what
2
is
discs. It's Oscar Peterson's Big Four in Japan in '82.
Yeah. It's really good. It's good sound quality. Not all their live albums sound that great.
So I thought you didn't like the live ones.
Well, I just said to you that one's good, but not all the live albums sound that great.
With all the changes since the pandemic, is the cabaret scene still big in Manhattan and that whole,
Yeah. Oh, it'll always, they have their audience. It'll always be big.
yeah.
You still have to have a card to play jazz in New York?
No, that was
60s that way?
That was ruled unconstitutional. I want to say either late 60s or early 70s. Yeah.
But do you have to be part of the musicians union? Do you know? No. Probably not.
No, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I bet you it's not unless you're recording or something, or like at a studio. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got too many young guys, too many schools up here.
Right.
Everywhere you turn, every university has a jazz program.
Wow.
So yeah, there are so many young kids up here playing jazz. Juilliard, Manhattan School of Music, New School. It's just, I mean, that's how jazz musicians actually make their living now.
Teaching. Yeah.
Yeah, my teacher's a jazz musician. He does. He's constantly having to cancel because right now it's marching band season. So he's always like, I can't make it tonight, and has to move my lesson because he's doing that. He goes in, does these shows. He's in LA, so he does like when you watch The Voice and stuff. He'll be in that band like at last notice and yeah. But he's got videos. I've seen him in clubs where he's a legit like a hard bot player.
He's got some really good players with him. Is Steely Dan. I mean, what's the guy's name? Is still not Walter. Fucking Donald Fagen. I saw them about 3 months ago here in Fort Worth, and man, he's got some badass players with him.
Yeah. Was it good?
Oh, it was great, man. I loved it. The only thing that's weird for me is I've gone to mostly like rock shows like Pearl Jam and Tool and shit, and like my Rush shows. I'm used to standing up and like rocking out during a show, and there's no standing up at a Steely Dan show, man.
Yeah. Well,
everybody's 70 and sitting on their ass, like it's fine, but it's just different, which is hard for me.
Yeah, they've always had great musicians with them. I mean, there's this guy, jazz tenor player, Chris Potter, that I don't know if he's still playing with them when they tour, but he played with them. Just a lot of guys,
Another band's like that is Chicago. They got a bunch of badass guys too.
Hey, I want to respond to Josh. I kind of disagree with that about people into jazz because the records will hold value. I don't know. I've never, ever thought about the future value of a record I bought ever.
Well, what about that guy
I flipped one record just because it was crazy and I saw it, but I mean, what's the point?
I think Josh talking about that guy that Esposito live streamed where the guy had, 5 copies of Music Matters that were all sealed. And
Yeah, well,
stuff.
people do that. I mean, there's people in business who sell
Which
records.
is kind of
It's like-
smart that he did that because look at they're worth.
But that's different than
twice what he
being
bought 'em
a
for.
record buyer. He's in business. He's a record seller, or if you have a side like
No, I mean the
Wax.
guy he's buying them from. who was a
Wax,
private
I
person.
don't disparage Wax. He's supplying his habit by like doing the work.
Yeah, but look, I woke up today not knowing I was going to find what I
Yeah,
found.
No, I think what you do
And
is great. I
and
couldn't
look,
do that.
I wasn't
can
going to
get
go
all
to
that
this. I wasn't going to
musty
go to that estate sale I went to. At the last second, I go, "Hey, it's only 15 minutes away," and I went, and boom, I found what I found. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not.
No, I've sold about 20 or 30 records now on Discogs, and I just want to try to do what Rob's doing.
No,
so
I don't mind people
so I can
selling
make-
any of their
so I
collection.
can buy records I want, though. You know what I mean?
I don't
Dude, you
mind
don't wanna-
anyone.
My apartment
Yeah.
looks like a really crazy person lives here. So
I mean, so does this room
Anyway.
here. I mean, there's shit everywhere.
I
don't
can't stop thinking about those Morrissey albums, dude. I'm such a.
No, I understand that. I mean, I have about 70 Music Matters, but
you want me to show
and
them
they're
again,
worth
Matt?
a lot. But I didn't buy them
Yeah, show them again, please.
for future
Show
revenue.
them again.
of
I'm gonna turn my
anything.
camera off.
You do what, Mazzy? You didn't buy them so you could make money? Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry.
You saying you didn't buy any of your records thinking about what they would be worth in the future?
Never.
No.
In fact, when I bought them, I mean, most of them, 70s and the 80s and
They weren't worth
60s.
anything, right?
It wasn't. You'd never think about it. In fact, your records were worth less than once you bought them, right? A used record shop would give
mean,
you.
It might not seem that way for me. I collect records to listen to and enjoy them. In fact, here's a good example for you, Josh. Alice Coltrane. Like I have an empty cover right there. There's no record inside that. I got the Vinyl Me Please one, and it's awesome. I went and found a OG in great condition. If I was concerned about the value of it, I would have kept it for my collection. Instead, I just sold it. And I sold it maybe a little less than what I could have got for it. So someone else, I mean, I'm not doing a service for someone else to enjoy, but I sold it because I had a better copy that I enjoyed listening to. So I don't look at it as an investment.
But even in 1995, I sold a third of my collection. I had 6,000 albums. And I sold 2,000 albums to Amoeba in Berkeley. They didn't have a San Francisco store. I got like $2,200 for 2,000 records. You know,
Yeah.
and I bought them all probably for either I got maybe a third of them I got free promos, and then I got I bought them for probably $3, $4, $5. So I made less on them than I paid for them. You know.
Yeah, but you enjoyed them, right? When you had 'em.
Exactly. It wasn't and I was buying CDs, the better quote better format, whatever. So it didn't matter, and I enjoyed them by that point for 20, 30 years. So it's like,
John, I sold it for a profit, but I'm not collecting to make my collection more valuable.
Look at this. We actually have a donation here for $5.
Wow. Now you can join the
Yeah. Yeah, now we can join. Thank you so much, Roberto. We can join Michael's. I'm not going to do that, though. Absolutely not.
I've been listening to jazz way longer than Rob has, and Rob, just in his time, has a vast more knowledge than I do about jazz. And
I mean,
so anyone doesn't call him a jazz fan is crazy.
hey Nick, I do like Michael. I do like Michael. Yeah, Michael and I have, I guess, a strange dynamic. We were friends. When he was starting out, he reached out to me, and we did a joint video just before the pandemic, and we did those four corners. And I like Michael a lot, and his path changed. We have different paths of record collecting, and I don't know. I think I set him off because I get snarky, and I think there could be something in the translation that my humor doesn't always sync with where he's coming from, and I'm guilty of that totally. But I think from my perspective, the MoFi thing really made an existential change to him.
Yes.
Like basically in the last 3-4 years, he bought 200 and 250 MoFis. That's a lot. And
hey, Josh,
wait. And so it's changed for him. And I kind of mocked the whole MoFi thing of, oh my God, I like those records 3 months ago. What's wrong with them now? Type of thing.
Right.
Maybe that's bullshit on my part, but that's how I feel. And I think he took that, me just like bouncing on him. I think it's a two-way thing. We have a little problem. We have a little communication thing right now.
Yeah.
And that's too bad. I don't like it. And he's gone. I think it's like, we're like the Beatles. We just have drifted apart for the time being. We'll see.
What's the story with Paul, man? Is he just like, is he disgusted by Rachel's stream, or is
who?
Baraka?
Oh, Baraka has a life. Baraka.
I know, but still, everybody has lives.
I don't. But he works for NASA. He teaches. He's been. Paul is the greatest guy, and we sometimes we chat.
You can't come by just once and just like.
I don't think that's his thing. I think you can, as you can get addicted and absorbed in the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And I totally see how some people stay away from these live streams. It's not for everybody.
He was my guru when I came back.
Me too. I adore that.
You can go back to his first videos. You see under my real name. You can see my comments through every single one of his videos, like talking with him over and over and over again. And I under my new channel name, I was like, "Hey, come in Rachel's stream. You just dropped the video, and you just replied my content. So your comments. I know you're here."
I just don't think it's that. I haven't asked him, but whenever I've asked him to do like a joint video or a group video, he's totally there. He wants to do more, but the problem with him, especially during the pandemic, because he had his daughter at home and his family, so he's working at home, and it's hard to have privacy for listening to records and stuff. And he heavily edits and produces his videos, and they take a long time. It's not like me running downstairs, turning on the camera, and just showing 5 records or whatever.
I don't know. Your videos look pretty badass usually, Mazzy.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not. But I don't do like a. But Paul's Baraka, he does like type and intros and cutaways, and
he's got a sense of humor to him too. He's so dry.
He does.
But his edits are where all of his humor is at.
Right, and the little cutaways and stuff. He's great.
Yeah.
John or Paul is.
He got me to pick up these 2 soundtracks.
Let's look at these. Hang on.
Oh, that's a great movie too.
Yeah, and then.
I mean, Paul likes some shit ass Italian disco crap too.
Chunky Press.
Oh, cool.
That's a great cover. Wow.
That's a great cover.
It took me about a year to find them because when he posted them, they were like over $100 for each album.
Wow.
I guess they just recently reissued them.
That's because you're a well-adjusted person, Nicole.
That's fair. Yeah.
Mazzy is Yoko. I'm not Yoko, but I love Yoko. People drift in and out, and Michael and I have always had a different collector sense. And I think when we did our 4 Corners, that was what's great about it. We came from different backgrounds. In fact, when we started the 4 Corners, my concept of it, the way I thought about it, I think Michael's idea, it was his originally thing to do this joint thing. But I saw it as sort of our version of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, Okay. And seriously, where Michael talks about the collecting and the pressings, Michael in LA or in from Balmorhea would talk about the musicianship, the music. I would talk about the cover art, design, and packaging and that stuff. I mean, that would be but then we cross over and we'd have a 4th guest each week.
I saw some of those. They were awesome.
They were great, and we kind of after the first or second, we actually.
Did you just say you're suing the Jazz Bums for stealing your idea?
Right. Suing the Jazz Bums. No,
we just kind of lost.
No, we're 3, not 4 corners. Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 of us. Come on.
Yeah, but I loved. I mean, during the pandemic, I started doing a shitload of those joint videos, one-on-ones. I did like 50 of them because it was. I mean, I think for a lot of us, the YouTube and the vinyl stuff really kept us sane, right?
I got sucked into buying more records and during
that too. Sure. That too.
Right. No, yeah, I mean, it was great for connecting, but just going back to a point that Mazzy made.
I think you have an endless bottle of Cabernet or of Syrah there. Is that one of those trick glasses that it's always full?
No, it's still a lot left.
Do you have the label there? Can I see the label? Do you mind?
Yeah, let's look at this.
It's
I need to see the label, the front.
I'm sorry, that's weird.
No, the front is the front.
I mean, yeah,
There we go.
and
There
Mike
we go.
has a very bad problem with the way people show shit.
Well, I've never seen that label. That's cool. I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a small group of guys. They may put out maybe 1,000 cases.
Do you do like a wine club buy thing? Or
I belong to their. I'm on their mailing list. You have to be on their mailing list to get it.
Got it.
Oh, wow.
A few stores in select cities, maybe San Francisco, Seattle. I'm sure there are wine stores that they'll at, but you get on their mailing list, and like really high quality wine for very.
And they do a release every few months or whatever.
Twice a year. They'll do Syrah, Pinot Noir, maybe a Chardonnay, and some other thing. But I'm
a big Syrah fan. I love
Syrah.
Yeah.
I like the Still Quality wines up there by you, man.
That's great.
Oh, I know that wine. Yeah.
Yeah, Ridge is great.
That's in Cupertino.
Yeah, that's a great.
Is that from Apple? Is that right where Apple is?
No. Yeah, it's where it is, but not exactly where it is.
No.
Yeah.
I like Austin Hope wine a lot. I know it's a fairly regular brand, but I enjoy it.
I used to do so much work. I represent photographers, and two of my photographers are food photographers. So I've done so much wine stuff. And one of my photographers does all the cookbooks for, if you've heard the French Laundry, Thomas Keller stuff.
I have what is his last cookbook, which is more for like
ad hoc, not ad hoc. No.
I know you've got the name. It's more for like every home cooks.
Not Sue. Oh yeah. Well, Deborah Jones photographed all of his books. Those big square books.
It's great.
I mean, what's better than wine and jazz? Come on, Roberto.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine, jazz, and scotch.
Have any of you guys ever gone to Yoshi's Jazz Club in Oakland?
No.
Yeah.
I've got some recordings from there.
Yeah, they used to do more. It's funny. The last show I saw before the pandemic lockdown was at Yoshi's and Jack London Square, and it was Van Morrison did a week there.
Oh, wow.
And as much as I love Van Morrison can be a big wanker, definitely, but he's still fucking great, and he does more bluesy, jazzy, and even when he does his hits, it's a whole kind of big bandy, not big, small big band, jazz, blues arrangement with, but really good. I mean, he doesn't even give a shit about his audience, it seems, but he puts on a great show.
Yeah, he did a recording with he just died recently, Joey DiFrancesco.
Yeah, I have that. The organ player, B3. Yeah,
he died recently.
Yeah,
like 6 months ago or something.
Yeah. He was one of the Philadelphia jazz musicians. They all went to him, Questlove, and Christian McBride all went to the same high school in Philadelphia.
Oh wow.
Wow. There's a great place in San Francisco called Jazz Center. Not Jazz. It's right off of Civic. They built a whole new building about 8 years ago.
I know what you're talking about.
It's right behind the Civic, the Opera House, and all that. And
they have like a little space, Hutchison, Bobby Hutchison room.
Right, and they had, and I think McBride, like sometimes they have different people curating a season or a series. I think McBride did one.
Redman originally was like the director of it.
Right.
There's this alto player that I really like, Miguel Zenon. He was in the band for a long time.
SF Jazz, that's what it's called.
Yeah. They've done like recordings like SF Jazz does the music of Stevie Wonder.
Well, they even about 3 or 4 years ago, one of the creative consultants one season, which seems really weird, was Roseanne Cash, and she brought in like Ry Cooder doing stuff with some other artists doing Johnny Cash songs, and I mean, Ry Cooder can play kind of any different direction. He's not jazz, obviously, but he did that album Jazz, which is a whole different thing. But they do some really interesting. My friend one of my best friends is Jazz Shit Brooks. He's been in my videos a few times. We were college roommates. He's the guy that really got me into jazz early on in the early 70s. And he literally has an apartment, condo right next door in a new building to SF Jazz, and they're members. And he goes all the time. And he's always sending me pictures of some amazing stuff. And wow.
Yeah, but there was a time where, years ago where they didn't think those type of programs could work. They're like, no, for years people would say, oh, jazz needs to be like, have these type of programs. And they're like, no, not going
Well, Yoshi's spent all this money to do a San Francisco place in the Fillmore in this new complex, and it was kind of a bad design and weird, and it failed in a year or two. This was probably 15, 20 years ago, whatever. And it just, but the one right at Civic Center, SF Jazz kind of did what they wanted to do, but in a real vibrant area with the restaurants, the Opera House, like Hayes Valley, that whole area. So there's a lot happening around it.
And those guys, and they can raise funds. That's you get someone like Joshua Redman and all those guys.
Yep.
Just like in New York, we have Jazz at Lincoln Center with Winton.
Exactly.
They can raise funds.
Right.
Have y'all
do
y'all have this record? The Peanut Gallery was just talking about it, so I thought I'd show it real quick. The Jazz in the Space Age, George Russell.
Yeah, I have.
No,
I have this.
It's a cool cover. I don't know that.
Yeah, it's a really cool cover. It's got the 11s on it. Really, really neat record.
That reminds me of in Jailhouse Rock when they said they were at that party with the jazz aficionados, and they're like, he reached outer space in that last record.
Oh, right.
What is that, Rob? The twofer?
This is a twofer with it.
And what's the other one? New York.
Yeah.
That's a great record too. Chad put out a version of that.
No, I have that too, but to get an analog version of that, you either have to get the old one or this one. This is more affordable. So.
Guys, I'm gonna jump out, but Mike, it was such an absolute pleasure to meet you face to face.
Yeah, Baggy, it was great to meet you.
Thanks, guys. See you guys later. Thanks.
And thanks for telling me the history of this new project and new endeavor.
Put up your
I will
join
watch
button,
it tonight.
Let us know the date you're testifying when everything goes south.
Guys, put up your join button and then give all the money to a charity.
Is Firmer going to testify in that trial? You think?
Oh yeah, he's going to bring.
It's
not going to be like the Mar-a-Lago fund of whatever.
Yeah, they're going
to. Don't even be started on that shit, Mazzy.
The Lincoln Center is in New York.
Yeah,
Elliot. Come on, Elliot. It's on Columbus.
You're thinking of the Kennedy Center.
No, it's the Kennedy Center.
Near me, Santa Monica City College has a music program in the jazz.
Isn't that where Kenny Burrell was teaching?
No, I think he taught at UCLA.
Yeah.
Oh, UCLA?
Yeah.
But they're like the number one feeder school to UCLA. But they built this, what are the really rich couple in LA? What are they? The Broad. They built this whole thing right across the street from me, Performing Arts Center, and they do jazz concerts there all the time.
You should go. You know what's funny? Mike lives in Connecticut, but his job's in the city, and Ron Carter is playing at the Village Vanguard all month, and I'm pretty much just telling him every day that he should go see one of those shows.
I spent I think in 1988 or 89, I spent actually a day at a photo shoot with Ron Carter because Michelle was the one who photographed all those Tony Williams albums for Blue Note from 85 to 92 up till he died, unfortunately. Yeah. But because of Tony and Carter and all those guys were so tight, and Herbie and Ron came, and Michelle's got these great pictures, and being there and seeing these pictures and I've seen him play live, but never been like in a room like us. He has the longest fingers, and the way he touches the bass. It was an awesome thing to see on his stand-up bass. And it was beautiful. It was just really.
There's
things I'll never forget.
There's a Ron Carter documentary that was shown on PBS tonight.
Yeah,
I read about it. It's just It's brand new, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I DVR'd it or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, I knew that was tonight. Damn, it's a series. They're doing a bunch of different things, right?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I bet you there's a talking head with. It's funny. Wayne Shorter is like the Bono or David Grohl of music documentaries. Wayne Shorter is in every fucking
Yeah,
documentary.
there's no doubt.
Dave Grohl is in every rock and roll, or Bono is like in
There's a
every.
really good Art Blakey documentary on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
And Wayne Shorter's in it. It's really good.
I mean,
Did you watch the
it's
Ken
great.
Burns documentary? What do y'all think about that? I know it's kind of
Which
controversial.
one? Which one?
The Ken Burns jazz documentary.
That's
I like it. I think it's a great like survey course.
Yeah.
You know?
But they kind of rush some stuff they didn't really get into. I mean, they go deep in the early stuff, and which is great. But
It's just like the survey course in college. You do a history course. You know, at the end, they never have time for the most recent stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Wayne Shorter is retired finally from playing.
Yeah. Felipe was talking about Milton Nascimento on Wayne Shorter's Instagram. I guess Nascimento was touring.
Yeah, I saw that. They were hanging out.
They were together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
What about Lenny Kaye? Someone's asking me about Lenny Kaye. I saw Lenny Kaye with Patti Smith and, of course, Nuggets and all that. What about Nettie Kaye? Don't forget him about what? What's the question?
Whoa, Felipe, look at this. We need a Jazz Bums presidential State of the Union address.
Wow. I gotta get prepared for that, Joe.
Hey, Felipe, if you ever want to, I just realized.
It's all about the music.
I never go to Facebook hardly anymore, and I saw you inbox me at Facebook. So I don't know how long ago that was, but I wear a large. But if you ever want to really inbox me, use Instagram. I'll see that faster.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know. Facebook's sort of off my radar usually anymore.
It's a good place to argue with people if you want.
Well, I can do that on my channel. I can say, and the best part of it is no one can answer because I don't do many live. I did a live stream last night for the first time in I don't know how long.
Yeah, I missed that. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It was like in a moment, and I was riled up after this last couple of days, and it was fun. It went till midnight for 2 hours, but it was all these metal guys on it. So we were talking metal on my live stream.
That's wild.
So,
yeah,
it's so un Maslov.
That was pretty cool.
I like that. I like the Putterman live stream the other night. The Autumn lady. Look up.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
But Mezzi, yes.
Hey, someone must. I heard a noise.
Yeah,
someone's got one of those cash machines at Vegas where they count the $100 bills.
Oh,
that's me. That's me. People come up to the door and I throw a record at them and they just drop the money in.
Hey, do I have time to get a little more wine?
Of course. Go for it, man.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all you've been doing is whining, man. What do you need more?
God, if you and I meet, we're gonna have it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll look right at my chest.
What were we gonna say, Felipe?
Just like Mezzi said, I just do Facebook for posting stuff on the jazz groups. I even finished not working my professional page. I just tired of it.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
Instagram is better.
I don't post much there anymore.
In a sense,
I'm going to send you my my X-rays from my latest teeth cleaning.
No, go for it.
I'm kidding.
That'll cost you a couple of Music Matters, Mazzy.
Pardon me?
That'll cost you a couple of Music Matters jazz titles. Yeah.
No, it's not happening till December, I think. I forgot.
Hey, I'm lucky. Yeah. My nephew's becoming a dentist. He'll be a full one next year.
A dentist.
Good for you.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Good for him. He'll have a basement for me to live in when I'm old.
Yeah.
When I'm Mazzy's age.
Yeah, I hardly go on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, me too. I think it's just not too much.
I'm not against it. I don't know. It's too busy for me right now.
Can you confirm this, Mazzy?
No, guacamole is the game, right?
Guacamole name has something to do with guacamole.
It's the game, guacamole.
Well, what? And I spell it different. There's no H in it, I think, in the actual whack-a-mole. It's a game that in arcades, in arcades, and the little moles pop up, and you hit a hammer. And the thing is, when I started doing those whack-a-moles, it was just a silly name I mean, I didn't invent random pulls. A bunch of people do that shit. But it got to be like a branding thing. And then about after 20 of them, I realized, somebody owns the name of Whack-A-Mole. So I had like a contest that I was going to change the name. And it was kind of like my version of New Coke. I did that. Everyone thought it was stupid, the new name.
New Coke's horrible.
Well, it was, it was basically bad rebranding. It didn't work. So I went back to Whack-A-Mole. I said, fuck it,
I was trying to figure out how to do something similar without calling it Whack-A-Mole, so I don't have to copy your bit.
Well, it got to be a thing on the BC for a while. People, when they push random, I'm going to do a Whack-A-Mole. So
okay, cool.
I need to have some really cool artist design me a Mazzy's Whack-A-Mole t-shirt. I'll give you a shout out.
All right. We'll be like a Rob shout out where it's like not really a shout out.
But
what
it can't be a ugly damn shirt.
Shout out?
A non-shout out.
Non-shout out. There you go. Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's a record store in San Francisco, Oakland, and New York. I think there's one in New York.
Yeah.
Branded.
I was there earlier this week. I picked up Horace Tapscott from them.
Where is it in New York? I don't even know.
It is not far from NYU.
Oh, okay.
It's actually it's not far from where like the old jazz club, like the 5 spot and used to be, which is now like a senior citizens home or something like that.
Is it by Washington Square?
Nope, it's no. NYU owns basically everything now in New York. It's Lower East Side.
Okay.
Do you know where Cooper Union is?
Okay. Yeah.
That area. It's not
okay.
far.
I know exactly where.
Mhm.
Okay.
I need to go to New York. I've never been there. It'd be cool to see.
I've been.
It'll eat you up, man, and spit you out.
In 2006, 7, and 8. In 6, 7, and 8, I went there every year for 2 months in January and February.
Oh, wow.
I worked locally because of these ad agencies, and I rented this apartment that I got on West 17th Street, a third-story walk-up brownstone, right across the street from the W Hotel at Park Avenue, on Park Avenue South by Union Square.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was great. I loved it. I mean, and I was there. I remember one morning I woke up Sunday. This is like, to me, being a West Coast San Francisco boy, I don't experience a lot of snow. In 2008, they had that storm of the century. I woke up Sunday morning, and it was the most beautiful thing. The whole city was shut down. People were skiing down Park Avenue South. You couldn't go anywhere. I walked out the whole day, and the city was quiet. It was like they had 6 feet of. I mean, it was crazy. I went into the W. The only place that was open was the W Hotel there, and I went in the lobby and had waffles and champagne prosecco or something. It was like totally. It was really wonderful. A beautiful morning. Beautiful morning.
Hey, Mike, Nicole's asking what Horace Tapscott record did you get?
It's Flight 17. I didn't have it, and they had it. They had the reissue, the Pure Pleasure reissue, which was cheaper than ordering it online. It was like $31. So I grabbed it.
Jeffrey, the Home Alone Hotel is the Plaza Hotel, which Donald Trump owned. That's why he's in the movie.
Wow.
Actually, he used to own it. I don't think he still does.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna exit. I've got so much crap to do. Especially
What do you got to do, man? You gonna wash records and get them ready for?
Well, I'm too tired to wash records, but I actually have to post information on the records too.
Oh, okay.
Which, yeah. So.
Well, thanks for
All
joining.
right. Well, I'm gonna head out too. I need to wash my feet.
Okay. Okay.
Could you record yourself doing it, please?
I have someone showing up in a few minutes at 9 to give me a pedicure.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, I'm feeding the shit that Rob gives me. I just think
Might as well, man. Why not?
maybe I should do that. Like I can do donos if I show my feet.
Are you just figuring that out now?
Yeah.
I'm such a
That's
whore,
not
man.
never know.
But I'm
Hey,
not
who is
really. Anyway, thank you guys. Nice talking to you all. It was
Thanks,
fun. It was
Mazzy.
fun.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for joining.
See you guys.
Take
Pleasure,
care.
always.
Later, Max.
See you. See you.
Whew, man.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's been almost 4 hours.
it's almost 4 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm getting a little tired myself. You got anything else to talk about, Felipe or Mike?
No, I'm good.
You good?
No,
Well,
I think
Mike,
we're good.
thank you so much for joining us. You've been amazing. So
Thanks for
Exactly. Yes, it was super cool, Mike. Come join us next time.
Hey,
Always welcome.
sure. If I have now, I appreciate it.
all right, guys. Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and y'all have a good night, and we'll see you again soon.
Take
Thank
care.
you.